All praises to the Most High. Shalom, shalom. Welcome, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Give me a sec. Oops. A second. Shalom, shalom. Forgive me, beloved, ever since I left you folks. I've been busy non-stop. So that is why you might hear my voice a little bit horsey, waspy. All right. Oh, what the hell? Okay, then. Shalom, shalom, beloved. Shalom. Give me a one if you can hear me and see me well. Thank you for being here. It is good to be here today. We're going to discuss the excuse me, the intelligences of Libra. Okay. Something was brought to my attention. A brother. Um, so it's a brother brought something to my attention about the Hurricane Ian. How Hurricane Ian was connected with, Libra. The element of Libra is air, and when when the hurricane was forming, that was the beginning of Libra. When the hurricane hit, that's when Libra officially hit and enters, I believe. So that Libra is the element of air, and the tornadoes and the hurricanes. It's just amazing. And when you start seeing and studying certain things start to making sense, and things start to get really good. Now, beloved, before we begin, would like to wait for more people to get here. We're probably going to begin 10, 15, 20 minutes in. But during this time, let me play something for the nation. A sister sent me this video. Usually I don't do this. I don't get involved with whatever those people are doing out there. But because, you know, the Gentiles, they are out there claiming that everything is doing all right because nothing is being said in the news. And uh, whoops, what is this? So this is from Survival Lily. Okay, one of those survivalists over there, one of those preppers. Okay, this is coming from her. All right. Now let me go ahead and play this thing. Before, let me see. Give me a second. All right. We actually have the seven. Oh man, I can't. There we go. Is that what that is? Let me see first. Yes. Yes, that's it. Clean this thing. There we go. We finally, beloved brothers and sisters, have the full seven planets, the proper name. Well, the seven colon, the proper name, pictures, and links, if the nation wish to have them. We will publish the information. We will publish the information, and just about when we're done with this, we'll, what's going on, man?
Can you blow this bed up, please?
Give me a second. All right. Forgive me. All right then. Like I was saying, we will by the time we are going what we're doing when we're doing this, we will just play a video. Uh I'm not gonna hold the phone because it's gonna be a 11 minutes video long. And we have the complete the seven fragrance for the seven planet. We will post it. You know what? As a matter of fact, let me do this here and send it to. Okay. Okay. Is this the updated version? Let me see. Shemesh, Levana, Adim, Kokav, Zedek, Ravine, Shabbatai. Good. See, it wasn't powerful, it was powerful. Send it to Brother Devin so he can post it on the website. I just sent it to Devin. It will be on the website. And oops. So the nation can now, this is 100% what it is. Now, this is on you. We are not advising you nor pushing you to get those things. Okay. We will give better instruction once you get those stuff, how to activate them, how to talk and do stuff. So, all right, let me go ahead and play the video of this lady called. Her name is Lily Survival Lily. She have 1.1 million and four. Okay, well we say over 1 million subscribers. Okay, that's Survival Lily. All right, because a lot of people are subscribing to a lot of survivalists because they think that's how it's gonna happen. They will survive whatever it's gonna happen out there. They are prepping, and it's just going. It's a storm. You see how that storm happened over there in South Florida? Well, mostly east of Florida. People think it's gonna be a storm that passes, and then somehow, some way, they will survive it. They will hide somewhere and hunker down, and then the eye of the storm pass over them, and then that's it. They good, and nothing happened. And then after that, they come back on top, partying again. You know, when we say backing out on top, partying again, us at the bottom, them at the top, doing whatever the hell they want to do, and then nothing will happen to them. However, this is not the case. Okay, there's change, things happen, a lot of things happen for a reason, and all those stuff. They are going to go back onto them. Okay, and then there won't be any way they will not be able to do anything that will, I don't know, somehow remedy this or bring this back. So this is this lady of survivor, is that what that is? Survival Lily. Let's play the video. Give me a one if you can hear her clear.
Hey guys, today I want to give you some prepping news from Austria and Europe.
Okay, thank you for dark skin brother. Shalom, Big Levi, my warrior brother. Shalom, family in the chat. All praises to the Most High. Shalom, welcome. Thank you for being here, beloved. Let us keep on moving, and you're going to hear everything. Okay.
Hey guys, today I want to give you some prepping news from Austria and Europe. Unfortunately, we are in a pretty depressing situation when it comes to the economy. So first of all,
this is the lady
we have
speaking.
about 10% inflation now, and now I have the feeling that people have spent most of their savings, and they are living from month to month.
The title of the video, you can see it. It's called "Game Over for Europe. People resort to desperate measures." Game over for Europe. Again, let me read the title again for you folks. Game over for Europe. What is the key word here? They didn't say game over for you African American. They didn't say game over for you Africa. They didn't say game over for you Caribbean, for you black folks. Game over for Europe. You see, the people out there that always pretend that things are somewhat are not happening, or they are happening, but they're not affecting us. There you go.
Hand to mouth, and the prices of food and other commodities have increased quite tremendously. So here you can see an article in the newspaper that food has become so much more expensive. So for example, here they have a comparison. In January 2021, they were charging 13 euros for 4 chicken breasts. Now they are charging 18 euros. So that's 5 euros more for the same product, for the same food. And that's quite a lot. So now the problem is that people are getting getting so desperate that they are starting to steal much more.
Okay. People are getting so desperate they are starting to steal. As if they weren't doing this, as if they were whoops.
So
As if they think you so-called European never steal. That mean when they say they started to steal, that means it's out of hand. They are stealing too much. All right, they are stealing.
See an article about the German supermarkets Lidl and Edeka, and they have observed that shoplifting has increased quite tremendously.
No shit.
So now they are putting alarm devices on butter and meat. And that
they are putting alarm devices on butter and meat. Those people are barely into these things. They are putting alarm on butter and meat. That's how they are stealing things out there. While you people were starving our people in the hood, doing slavery, Jim Crow. That's what's going on over there. But the media, of course, they won't say anything about that.
What you usually only see on very expensive electronic products. So now the next thing, which is happening in Austria and also in Germany, is that people are going into the forest and collect some firewood. White woman bushcraft, Manasseh in Germany, has observed a young family going into the forest and collecting branches. And the thing is that in most forests, which is private property here in Austria and Germany, this is not allowed. Even if it's a forest which is owned by the government, you still have to get permission. So you cannot just go into the forest and pick up some branches because it's all private property.
You know why? She said over there in Europe, thank you, beloved brother Dak Skin, brother 2 for the super sticker. She said over there in Europe, in Australia and Germany, all the forests are privately owned. You cannot just walk up in there and pick up woods and do whatever the hell you want to do. Okay? You can't do that. And not only it's illegal, of course, those people know those land over there is not their land. That is why it's privately owned. Most of those land. A lot of them come and then they come over and then they just went over there and then they stole everything. And then if you let me just I'm gonna stop right here and I'm gonna explain what she's trying to do. Or I'm gonna just continue. She explained that not only the bushcraft bear, okay, I'm pretty sure most of you are familiar with this fellow that was in La Palma Island. He went to Germany. He could not, keep it over there in La Palma. So once he got there, he had witnessed a family going in the forest to pick up, because it's starting to get cold. How cold it is over there in Austria or overall in Europe? How cold it is? Because this winter is going to be brutal. And based on my other research, certain things, you know what happened when you strangle a community? You know what will happen when you take a community, you isolated them, they don't have any job, they can't eat, and then you give them one commodity. You give them drugs. Okay. Oops. Shalom, beloved sister.
Shalom, but Levi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Wonderful. Well, I had to say this really quickly about Europe, just from what I learned when I was over there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that, especially if you're in the countryside, not only do they depend on gas and pellets to stay warm in the wintertime, they also depend on it to cook. So, and then most of the people who are around my age, I'm 22, so most people around 22 to about 28 over there don't have jobs. They don't.
Why?
There's practically no infrastructure for jobs. So it's like they don't have any work. They don't have any money. They're barely able to survive off of what you do make if you do have a job. Like, their salary is probably a good 1,000, maybe 1,500 if they're lucky a month. So it's like you're already barely making it. And now this right here is hitting. It's over.
It is.
It's over.
It is.
They're stealing over there. Those people are very prideful.
Yes.
If they're actually deciding to go in on and say bump it and steal, oh yeah. Oh, it's over.
Yes, and
It's over.
I was watching another thing that not only a lot of stealing are going on, a lot of selling are going on, including a lot of bakery are open for selling. It's all over the street. They are selling, they are stealing. The same thing that our people went through, they are going through that. This is no joke. We are not making this up.
Oh yeah, the prostitution has gotten bad too.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with those kidnappings. And then I can tell you this.
Yes.
But I saw this stuff like firsthand. Kidnapping has gone up. The drugs have gone up. Those forests that you were just talking about,
Mm-hmm.
they go deep into those forests to do hard drugs.
Yes. So
Their baby boomer population, those people, they're dropping like flies.
yes,
Like those people, they're practically gone. Don't
it's,
expect nothing from them.
it's true.
The Gen X population, like my parents' population, mid-40s, late 40s,
Done.
they're worse than us. Like, it's bad, okay?
It
You're
is.
done.
It is.
Shalom, family. All praises and glory to the Most High.
Thank you, beloved. All right. It is done, brethren. Those people weren't built for this. You spent 400 and 500 years in luxury. Now you're getting hit with this thing. It's going to kill you. It's going to kill you. That's like you living a summer of life and chill in the tropical island, and then they drop you in the South Pole. You'll die. You have no clothes, no nothing. You have no survival skills. You will die. And that's going on over there. Beloved, I'm not saying those things to puff off my chest, to gloat. I'm not saying those things to make myself or yourself feel good. I'm saying those things because they are prophecy, they are the truth. You see, this is what was or what were supposed to happen to Jacob. This was supposed to be Jacob's trouble. What you are hearing here, this isn't Jacob's trouble. This is nowhere near Jacob's trouble. This is nowhere near Jacob's trouble. This is nowhere near what the camps were bringing out there. This is straight up judgment.
If you do not have the permission, then it's stealing. So I had a friend who was visiting me the other day, and he also told me he saw people going into the forest and getting those branches out for firewood. Yeah, so the legal situation in Austria is that most of the forest is private property, and the forest which is owned by the government is treated just like private property. So we don't have this concept of public forests like the US has. Now, because everything is treated like private property, they have made a special law in Austria that you can walk in every private forest. You can take a walk with your dog, you can walk alone. You can also collect berries, and you can collect 2 kilograms of mushrooms each day. But you're not allowed to collect firewood without the permission. And that's what's happening now. And that's because the firewood price in Europe has surged. And that's because people now are burning firewood again to heat their houses. So either they already have a central heating with wood stoves, or they have a small wood stove in their living room. And yeah, that's actually what I did. So I got a wood stove back in January, and now I'm really glad I did, because most of the wood stoves are sold out. And also, if you buy firewood now, there's not a lot left, and it will cost like twice the amount of money than compared to 3 years ago. So it's gotten really expensive. And that's why people start picking up branches in the forest. Now the problem is, it's not good for the wood stove or oven to burn firewood which is not seasoned. So usually you should let it dry for 2 years and then you can burn it in the stove. If you don't do that, you will have a lot of particles settling inside of the chimney and that can burn. Then you can get a chimney burn, which is not good and which can burn down your house if the chimney is not safe. So that's the risk that...
You heard what she said? She said it's illegal to go in the forest and collect firewoods. Not only it's illegal to do that, the firewoods they are selling are too expensive. Not only you can buy them, they cost like 2 or 3 times that more money that you used to buy them in the past. If you go over there, you go collected the woods, you have to let the woods dry for 2 years. You have to let it cured, so to speak, for 2 years. If you just go in the woods, you picked off those woods or something and things like that, and then you went inside of your house, you start burning it, not only there's a strong possibility that this thing can burn down your house, you will damage your chimney because the woods is not being put for 2 years and dried up for this specific amount. It's getting real out there, son. It's getting real. We have people that were here, they moved to Europe because America are going to be destroyed. Okay. All right. Get ready. This winter it will be a test. Next winter, get ready. They will flood the so-called Caribbean, African, tropical country. South Florida, get ready, son. California, get ready. Those hot states. Well, when it's the winter, they will come. When it's summer, they will try to leave. Which there's no such thing as a cool winter in Europe anymore. It doesn't exist. Every year there is a heat wave. They will come. You're talking about Mexico, you're talking about third world country. Those people will flee Europe. They are the one that fleeing, brethren. Other people are not fleeing. They are the one that fleeing. If other people are fleeing, it is because they are causing some type of instability in their country, some kind of politic bull. But they are fleeing because of the weather, because of the situation. I don't see my people running around and fleeing, man. I don't know about you. I live in the hood, man. I see all my Negroes, all my brothers, all my sisters, they all calm. Nobody's worrying about winter, man, especially down here in Florida. It's all good in the hood, man. That is because that's where we're going to be protected. This is no joke, brothers. I'm not making this up. And every time we told those people, this thing is only going to get worse. Don't be surprised there are reports of Don't be surprised if there's report of a fellow, take another fellow, and do unto him like you would have do to a cattle, to a chicken, and prepare him for his family because I gotta survive, man. This is where those people are going to enter a hardcore form of fasting. Involuntary fasting. Plague number 4. Don't be surprised. It will happen. This is real. Now, we're done with this whole thing. That is on you, whether you want to believe it or not. That's on you. Some brothers, some sisters out there, they still hang on Jacob's trouble. They still believe this woman, okay, that talking here, she's an agent now. Remember how those guys used to say, oh, those preppers, they are the freedom fighters, they are the rangers, they are the freedom rangers, the liberty rangers. They are working against the government and stuff like that because they were bringing the whole prep. Now they are telling the truth. They are fear mongers. You are bringing fear. You're working for the government. She's been bought. She sold out. The Illuminati got her. The elite paid her to say this and stuff. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. Plague number 4, famine of the world. Gentiles world. And those people ain't going to die of hunger when there's another dude there. You mean to tell me this so-called Australian or German woman over there in Germany and her family staying in the woods of great, there's no food. They quickly buy a ticket, flee, landed over here, I don't know, in Compton, go in the hood, grab one of us and try to eat us? Or trying to steal food from us? Is that what that is? Or she's going to come over there in the hood and bring Jacob's trouble? Is that what's going to happen when those people start eating each other? They're going to travel to Africa and try to get some food? Nah, they're going to look to the nearest mother lover that stay next to them, and they're going to do this fellow what they would have normally did to a turkey. Brothers, this thing is real. It's only going to get worse. Now, with that being said, this is the book of Francaise, the practice of magical evocation. Since we are in the age of Libra, we are going to read the book of Libra. Brothers, sisters, let us begin. This is page 223. If you have the book, you may follow along. We're just going to study for Libra today. All right. Now, the 30 principles of the 7th sign of the Zodiac Libra. Now, again, those things are... Oops, sorry. I have to put this thing on. All right. I got to put this thing on. I will play the rest of the video. Well, at least if somebody can remind me. The rest of the video later. All right, brother Devin just let us know that the beloved brother just let us know that the PDF for the perfume and the pictures and the links are already on the website. If you wish to go get it now, you can go get it. Later on, I will post it in the community post. Again, the PDF or the information that have all the perfume, the cologne for the 7 planets, including links and image, they are already on biglify.com under homework, I believe. So it's not a homework, but it's under homework. If you wish to go get it, you can go get it while we are reading this, or anytime you wish to in the future, so to speak. The 30 principles of the 7th sign of the Zodiac Libra. Again, the name of the book is The Practice of Magical Evocation. All right, that's what it is. All seals must be drawn in green when evoking this principle for the first time. Now, if you are trying to evoking this principle, you must draw everything in green. That is what they say about this. I don't know why. That is what it is. Figure 205, the first angel of the first degree, Tirana. This principle is in control of the sexual spheres of humankind. I am not interested in your morality, how your pastors or some kind of camp that you come from or some dude that you're following online that is, taught you how dirty sex is or, any of that thing. I'm not interested in none of those things. Okay. If the Most High give you one day for pleasure, aka Noga, he give you pentacle for all of those things, that means he have proof of those things. I'm not here to discuss this. And quite frankly, I don't care about you trying to lecture me on certain things related to this because you read the scriptures, because you were in this part of this stuff. Please do not send me your silly little email. I will block you. I do not have time for this. Tirana, First degree of Libra, this principle is in control of the sexual sphere of humankind. He has the propagation of the human race under his jurisdiction. Tirana has its disposal many directions and methods to teach the student how to magically impregnate his own semen with various attributes before sexual intercourse. And in order to pass this attribute on to a child that is conceived in this manner. From this principle, the student receives instruction which gives him complete knowledge about magical prenatal education, and the basis of which he can incorporate particular attributes, abilities, and talents in the baby while it still in the mother's wombs. What they are saying here, this intelligence, this principle, it teach about sexual nature of human being, humankind. Now, what it does, if you are quote unquote wanting your children to be exactly like you want to pass your beautiful talent onto your baby, your attributes onto whatever baby that you can. This entity can show you how to do this. For instance, for lack of a better word or better example, Michael Jordan. You want your children to be just like you, the best basketball player, LeBron James, Michael Jackson. You want them to dance. Or if you're a doctor and a miss and you have certain abilities that only you have. For instance, there was a black woman. She has this gene. I always forgot her name. Her gene is alien. They never seen anything like this. You can transfer your good abilities to your children through, those go for men, through your semen. Now, when they say impregnated your semen, they're talking about supercharge. When you supercharge a candle, so to speak, you impregnated this candle. Okay? All right? When you supercharge a candle, you impregnated this candle, so to speak. That's what they meant when they said impregnated, whatever that is, that they're talking about, impregnated your semen or whatever. So let's say if you're strong. Anybody familiar with Ronnie Coleman? Anybody familiar with Ronnie Coleman? Let me hydrate the Holy Temple with the Holy Spirit. Anybody can give us a little information on Ronnie Coleman? Really? Man, people are not familiar with what about Mark Henry? Let me pull a little information about Ronnie Coleman. Give me a second. All right. Okay, Ronnie Coleman is a bodybuilder. Thank you, Hollywood. He's 8 times Mr. Olympian. He's 8-time Mr. Olympian champion. Ronnie Coleman was a bodybuilder, he is probably the greatest bodybuilder. Let's take him and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Ronnie Coleman, when they study this guy, his gene is different. Mark Henry is considering one of the strongest guys out there. Yeah, dude, he's a massive mofo, man. Yo, if you know what Ronnie Coleman is, this guy, that guy is huge. Yo, the guy is big. Mark Henry is a wrestler. He's super strong. Usain Bolt is a sprinter. He's super fast. Now, let's say if you want your children, you want them to be just like that. If you want your children to be just like that, You can literally pass those attributes. This angel can show you how to do this. That's what it says here. Oh boy, some water fell on the book. That's what it says in here. All right, everybody got that? If you have certain abilities, this can pass to your children. That is if you want. I'm pretty sure there's a guy like Tirana that do same thing for the Gentiles. That's why for generation and generation, they're still the same people. Different face, different talk, but the same feeling. The same behavior towards you. That's Tirana. Apollyon, second degree of Libra. From the beginning of time, this principle has inspired human beings in accordance with their maturity when they are engaged in processing metals. Therefore, Apollyon is the arch initiator of all who are engaged in the processing of metals, whether they be foundry workers, metal casters, blacksmith, locksmith, millwright, or mechanic. Not only is Apollyon the arch initiator of all ideas and concept in this field of endeavors, he also their faithful custodian. Now you got this Apollyon fellow. He help you understand and do things with metal. If you're a blacksmith and stuff, you cast metal and anything that. And basically, most of the stuff in your house they have to do with blacksmith. Your car, the mechanic, his blacksmith put it together. The engineer, the mechanics put the parts and put it together. This guy can show you how to do this. And then when I say about those things, brothers, okay, it's like futuristic things, what they can show you. That's his things. Number 3, Pika. Pika, third degree of Libra, in primeval time, this principle taught primitive nations through inspiration that animal flesh is not as palatable when eating raw and when it roast or cook. He inspired certain individuals as to how they could differentiate one kind of meat from another by taste, and he taught them through intuition how to prepare many different kinds of meat dishes. In order to prepare these various meat dishes, they began to domesticate animals and breed them, so that over the course of time and development, farming and the breeding of animals came into being. It was Pika who gave mankind all this good inspiration, as he still does to these days. The smoking, curing, of course, when they say the smoking, barbecuing or smoking grill, curing and conservation of meat are also part of his domain. At the student's request, this principle initiates him into the art of cooking, and he will give the student many recipes for the preparation of meat dishes, which are these days still unknown. You know what that is, brothers? You know what that is? Some recipes for meat that are unknown. Again, like I said, from the same thing with sex and diet, I am not interested in discussing and debate. I'm just reading to you what this thing does. Okay, remember we used to live in Europe in the cold weather. We used to curing things, fermenting things, put them that for winter and things. Okay, this guy, he's a chef. He still have recipes that are unknown until this day. Didn't the colonel, what was that fellow name again? Kentucky Fried Chicken, didn't they say their recipes is kind of like divine or something like that, or they came from, I don't know, like they stole it from a slave, of course, but they always say that, this stuff, it's coming from the colonel made it. Well, you never know. Those people, they have those entities they can consult, he stole it from our people, and they got recipes that some of you are probably into cooking. I know brothers that have cooking channels. Some of the women out there have cooking channels, have cooking things. They like to cook. So this is your guy. If you want anything that has to do with certain meat that you're preparing, and this guy can help you because he's a chef. Okay. That's what those people do. They steal things from our people and claim it. Oh, it's mine. It's mine. They have the money. They make a bunch of. They make company, and then they have our people working in those companies. You know, those churches chicken, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Popeyes. All our people are working. Popeyes is not a black company, although they have a face of a black woman in all their commercial. Popeye, according to our beloved brother, Dr. Claude Anderson, Popeyes is a Canadian company. Yet they have a black woman speak as a spokesman as if she owned the company. Because they know all those recipes, they stole them from our people because our people and those entities are connected. In our dreams, we dream we are cooking with them and they are showing us how to cook. I told this story multiple times. My mother learned how to make dress, she learned fashion, how to make any form of dress in her sleep. She did my grandfather, my grandmother didn't have the money to send her to school, and she prayed, and the spirits come unto her. They taught her in her dream. A lot of people are like that. They just have entities coming in their dream and taught them. We don't have that anymore because our people, they've been taught like this is what is it again? This is this is evil. This is witchcraft. An entity come in your sleep, teaching you how to speak multiple language. That's the devil. But I went to school, to this Gentile school over there, to this Gentile country. I learned all their languages. Then that's smart. God bless you. You know how to speak all languages without going to sleep. You didn't go to school and have a degree and Yale and stuff like that. Warlocks. Witch. People are always amazed if a white man go over there in Africa and start speaking an African language, like a few words. Wow, this white man he's so smart. I was reading this story. I'm like, this white man speak our language. How did he do that? Then you got people here and in the church, people that are watching that speak 4 or 5 language. And nobody find that as impressive. We got people who speak 4 or 5. I know, brother, there's no language on earth. This fellow, I'm talking about it, some of the people don't like this, but this dude name is, Jean-Bertrand Aristide. He speak literally all languages there are. You can hate the guy, you can love him. He speak all languages fluently. And when I was discussing with the masters, they say, yes, he has what you're calling the, somebody help me with that name, the stone, the philosophical stone or the philosophy stone. It's not a stone at all, based on what the masters say. It's not an actual freaking stone. You know how dumb, the Rosetta Stone? No, there's a name for it. Is that what that is? There's a name for it. Merlin, they say Merlin, the Philosopher's Stone. That's the proper name, I believe. He has it. And most people think it's an actual stone. That's not, no. I was the one who man, if I could put my hand on this stone, man, the masters look at me and say, we're not talking about stone here, man. Are you kidding me? It could be made out of certain stones. Of course, stones are crystal, brothers. They are talking about certain crystal, okay? All right, so, yeah, some of those entities can do this, all right? Now, Pika is a chef, okay? Specifically a meat cooking chef, all right? Noga. What? Okay. Noga. I'm not making this up, all right? Page 224. Noga, the 4th degree Libra. Noga, the ability of a man and women to procreate as well as their fertility are under the jurisdiction of this principle. Through his vibrations, he controls the sexual sphere of both men and women and allows life to flourish in the semen. For instance, he gives the semen his vital ability to thrive. The student, or in the book they say magician, we are saying students because we are studying. The student can find out from Noga how to maintain his sexual energy even to a ripe old age. You heard that? Now we have our men. Do you know people die from those things? Certain things, there are certain chemicals they're injecting in themselves. Oh boy, I believe the one of the brother will know exactly what I'm talking to. This is gonna be a little bit well, the little one won't know what we're talking about, but yes, there's this fellow. He's one of those guy that actually he work on certain industry that do those type of baking for money. Now, this fellow, they warn him in advance. Okay, you don't have to put the name on there. We don't want nobody to Google this guy. They warn him. They say, "Listen, next this Friday coming up, you will do a scene with three bakery. You will do. You're gonna have to. Either you get this scene going or you fired. Okay." You will do this scene with 3 bakery shop. You do your thing. So he knew, because you are not meant to do a bunch of stuff we are watching on TV, brothers. Those things are not supposed to be done. The proper way this thing was supposed to be done in passion and love and lasted for 5 minutes or less. But they showing you things that lasted hours. So what it did, he literally went out there. He know he can't maintain. He can fight 3 people in the boxing ring. He can fight them. What he did, he went and buy something that's I'm gonna butcher the name. It's called Carject or whatever. And then he take a needle. Okay, he sucked the product, click it on his 3rd leg, inject it in there, and then he went to work doing the performance. And then the guys, the director, the producers, they're like, wait a minute, something is different. We're making our money back. And then the scene finished. The scene finished. They had to fake everything because he could not do the money shot. And after that, come to realize he could not walk on his both leg to go home. Another hour passed. He's still there. A 3rd hour, a 4th hour, 4, 15, 16, 18 hours, his heart start failing. His kidney, because what it is, once you are in your, whatever your prime, or in this state, your heart is pumping blood. The blood passes through your kidney. It passes through your livers and everywhere in your body. And when the blood is clogged up somewhere, those things don't function right. He was with a permanent tripod effect, man. Permanent. Because of these chemicals that he injected in there. So, and he called the police. They came in. You know how embarrassing that is? They came in to get this dude. And then the doctor started drawing the blood out of there. And the doc looked at him and said, my son, from a man to another, we're going to have to chop up that thing, man, because if we don't, you're going to die. You are going to die because your heart rate in this thing, this is not normal. It lasted too long. Get the butcher knife, come, and the dude start freaking out. He's like, doctor, please, give me one moment. He got on his knee. He called on the mighty one. He prayed like hell. And the Most High God Almighty have mercy upon him and bring him down. And he starts shrinking. He shrank to his size. And the dude gives the Most High all the praise, all the glory. And he said he will never do this again. That thing broke down the whole that was a couple of years back there. This thing broke down Twitter or Instagram or whatever. Why? Because you had used something that you weren't supposed, it wasn't meant for you. He was a young guy. And what this spirit does here, Noga, okay, the student can find out from Noga how to maintain his sexual energy even to a ripe old age. I told my brethren from day 1 to day 2, there is no such thing as an ED. It doesn't exist. But I have prostate cancer. Yeah. I have diabetes. No, none of those things shouldn't be affected. Yes, it affected, but it shouldn't. Do you know? Well, I don't want to say this, it is going to cause chaos, but there is a story in the book of, I believe in the book of Samuel or book of King. Anybody remember that story when David got super old? Somebody put the verse in there. David wanted to start a fire. He could not find no heat because the Most High took the heat from it. He was quite old. They find the best, the youngest, the best, one of the out of the best, the 2/3 princess. They find one for the king. Oh, she put that work on David. There was no heat. They bring David, put David down there to that fireman pole. David sit there. She went up and down that pole and do everything. David could not find no heat. It's all in there. They gave him multiple. Well, when they say they gave him a virgin, you know what that is. Oh, she put that work back, forward, up and down, fire all around. Fire in the hole, literally. But it was winter for David. David couldn't do anything. And then they had to call the priest. And the priest came in and said, the priest told David, hey man, Nigo, yeah, the Most High give you. The priest laughed and David faces said, yeah, Nigo, remember that hish that you did back in the past? This hish going to follow you until you. The Most High take that hish from you, man. You done. They call all the entities. They refused to help David. They told David, hey, man, hey, it's this from coming the boss, man. Yeah, you're going to have to be dead right there, you know. It's just roll on in that wheelchair with the, you know, hey, man, see you later. They left. Yeah. I'm not making this up, brothers. It's in the book of either Kings and the book of Samuel, 2 Samuel, I believe. Beautiful story. When you're reading this, you're like, how come you Christian weren't outraged about this? Okay, there's no such thing like this unless somebody say, hey, you're done, take it. But if you're a young man, you can call this fellow and say, hey man, I want me to get up and walk on my feet when I'm in my 90s, when I'm 100. I want to still walk around and jump around like that song said, on my pogo stick. So that's what Noga does. But David was given a great shame and great reproach because of that thing that he did. Furthermore, this principle can instruct the student how to impotence in a man or woman can be eliminated. You don't have to go to those doctors and get all those things. This spirit can teach you how to cure impotence in both men and women. Women also have impotence too. A lot of the women in the Bible, when they say they were barren, they had ice cold oven. They weren't, the Most High literally took the fire from them. Well, actually, women are the water. The men is a fire. Put the water up on the fire, start boiling, and women, water kill fire. Anyway, women, the spirit can just literally take everything away from you. Do you know, as a woman, you can be fertile if you're not in heat? There are certain chemical in your body that will not react to the quote unquote the dough that the men put in there. It will not cook it. It's just like when to put a bread, the oven has to be hot to put that bread in there. If the oven is cold, you can put the bread in there. It won't work. There's no such thing as a barren woman. It doesn't exist. It's just something is turned off. When they say about, you know, when I believe Leah or Rachel was fighting with Jacob, he said, "Wow, you know, you're not doing it right." Jacob like, "Yo, I've been putting work day and night. Don't be coming. I didn't close your. It is the mic." Jacob had to tell him the truth. He said, "It's the. Am I the Lord?" There was, you know, there's one thing that our ancestors do is argument, domestic violence all the time. And Jacob told her straight up. And she realized that the mighty one closed her. She went to a priest. When she went to a priest, that was Isaac. The first one was Isaac. Rebecca. Rebecca was fighting Isaac. He told Isaac, "What the hell? You know, there's nothing." No, wait, what was it? Yes, it was Rebecca. And then Rebecca, Isaac said, "Hey, man, I didn't close. It is the Lord did this to you." And Rebecca went to a priest. She made a demand, and the priest contacted one of the angels, and then they told her, "Hey, you know, we'll put the things on you." And then the four angels came in. They told Rebecca that, you know, you will be this, and then they bring the heat to Rebecca. Okay, and then Rebecca, they start fighting in there. There was 2 nations in her room, and she said, "If I am truly pregnant, but why am I feeling like this?" And she went around and asking all the women in the land and asked them, "When you were pregnant, did your children fight in your belly?" And they're like, "No, this never happened to any of us women." And she started consulting the priest and stuff. The priest knew what was going on. Of course, if a pregnant woman come to a priest and say, "Oh yeah, you know, this thing and stuff like that," and until she went to the priest, they said, 2 nations is in your womb. There's a big prophecy within you. They will hate each other. And they told Rebecca, you know, of course, Rebecca was a high initiated. And they told Rebecca, like, you're going to have to cuddling up this dude. Isaac will love Esau. You must love Jacob above all. And this is what you need to do to make sure the blessing pass on to Jacob. Okay, those spirits were responsible for things like that. Okay, of course, in the Bible, they don't give you all the stories. You have to read other books and all that and stuff like that. Wait a second. You have to read other books, and you will find out that it was consultation within the priests and all that. Of course, today they will call that witchcraft. You know, you go to a priest and the priest start doing some stuff and calling spirit. Angels come and talk to you and say, "Hey, 2 nations in thy womb. You know, one will be greater than the other. Okay, one will serve the other," and stuff like that. That's where the prophecy was, and we are living this prophecy right now. This is the pregnancy that Rebecca had. Is that what that is? Which one was Rebecca? Yeah, well, I believe that's what the one was. Anyway, number 5, Tolet. Or Tole. Tolet, this principle monitors the manner in which people nourish themselves, and it teaches them which foods are necessary for maintaining one's life and how to be healthy. He also teaches what foods are harmful. Tolet is the initiator of all dietary rules. Now you understand, like when the Mosai literally sent Moses to a university. When they were making the laws, they didn't just make them from the top of their head. They had teachers, angels coming and show them in high quality graphics, super futuristic things, and say, "This food is not good for you. This is not food. This animal, you cannot eat the pig because the pig is this, is that. You cannot eat this and that. You can eat this, you can eat this, you can eat this part of this fruit, that part of that fruit, this part of this meat, this part of this meat." So now you understand Moses was talking to Tole or Tolet. There are many other spirits. Those guys, they are there and show you the proper dietary, how to eat healthy. Why are we following those Gentiles crazy diets out there? I don't know. When we can make a spiritual cell phone and call Tolet and say, "Listen, man, I want to know what I can eat to live longer." A lot of people think like when the Gentiles, like, I see those guys. Let me tell this story to cut story short. There's a fellow. He was one of those the online, what they call them, influencer. What do they call those guys? Bodybuilding influencer, but whatever the hell they call those fellows. This guy was one of those bodybuilding. You know, when you see this guy, you're like, yo, this cannot be healthy. You know what happened? Those people they have great bodies, so to speak. They have terrible spirit, therefore terrible mind. They don't think like you. They become freaks. So this dude, he was coming up with weird diets and then things like that. And then he looked caught. Apparently, that's not healthy. He looked caught and all that. And then they had to shoot a commercial in California. What he did, because when you start messing with those diets, the diets above all, you know what they did to you? It's not your body. It's your mind. That's how certain people, when they mess with certain extreme diet, their mind change. He was shooting a commercial. He was shooting like one of those fake commercials where people are working out, lifting things, and do this boxing, running. What he did, he said, "Hey, director, watch me. I'm going to run and pass this train." Somebody put that guy name if you remember this story or if you know this story. So he started running next to the train. He started running so fast. I mean, that is in his mind, he was running fast. Is that what his name? Page? I believe that's his name, though. He leaped in front of the train and the train hit him. He died on impact. Because to him, his diet, his way of working out made him healthy and stuff. Fellow, friends, brothers, sisters, if you're not healthy mentally, spiritually, you're unhealthy in all sides. Your looks doesn't say anything about being healthy. No, that has nothing to do with anything. A lot of people look great out there. They're sick in the mind. If food would have messed with your DNA and all that, our people would have been deformed all over. Would have been the most deformed people all over. Our people are crazy. The goddamn 2/3 are out of their freaking mind because of the stuff they've been eating. The diet mess with your mind, with your spirit, barely with your body. You see, losing weight, you could literally go get some operation or cut off a third part of your belly, bypass, matrix, but you lose a lot of weight in a short period of time. You can work out, you lose weight. But when your mind is all jacked up, it could stay like that forever. See, the diet mess with your mind, not really with your DNA, because you have the DNA of God himself. Nobody can touch that. Nobody can alter that. I don't give a damn what kind of scientists they have out there. They can touch our DNA because our DNA is just as the DNA of the Most High God Almighty. If they figured out our DNA, then they figured out the Most High God Almighty. They already told you that they studied the sister. When they look at her DNA, this is something that they never seen before. And you have our people out there talking about they're changing our DNA. God damn it, F you, they ain't changing our DNA. They cannot. They are changing your diet to make you crazy. That's a bunch of people online. They are out of their goddamn mind. They are talking about things, and then you can see their eyes are moving. Their spirit. You can see when they are messing with certain things. You see, when people start messing with diet and they are calling their diet clean diet, that means they did something dirty. They are not cleaning. They think eating certain things that is somewhat, the Gentiles say, clean because it doesn't have blood in it for some odd reason. Anything that doesn't have blood is clean. Get out of here. You see, the thing that those people quote unquote alter in their lab, most are so-called fruits and veggies. They barely can touch animals. They can infect this animal. Brothers, sisters, I'm not saying those things because I don't want our people to eat a certain way. I'm talking about balance and stay within the law. Call those angels. Call Tole or Tolet. They will tell you. Stop following those scumbag online saying things. They're out of their freaking mind. They do not possess the DNA that you possess. For lack of a better word, your DNA is so superior than this. Changing our DNA. Get out of here, son. What? If they could change and study and know our DNA, they will destroy this entire universe ages ago. They can't. We are starseed, baby. Celestial family. Keep away from our DNA. The student learns from this principle that analogies of the electric and magnetic of the electromagnetic fluids in regards of the various kinds of food and how they have to be taken into consideration during ailments. This principle also points out to the magician the various foods which can be ingested as stimulant to call forth particular states of mind. Let me read this to you again. This principle also points out to the student or the magician the various foods which can be ingested as a stimulant to call forth particular states of mind. There are certain food that you take, it will make you somewhat high. It will change your state of mind. Where's Nas when you needed him? Where's my holy slide whistle? For those of you that live in New York that have this state of mind. So yeah, there are certain food, this thing can show you how to eat. It will change your state of mind. That is why when they mess our food, our people out of the goddamn mind. Look at that damn Popeye's chicken. That Popeye's chicken sandwich. Did you see what happened? I don't want to get involved with conspiracy theories. Did you see what happened? People literally kill people for a freaking sandwich, man. A guy literally stabbed another dude in his ass. He killed him for a sandwich because the guy was in the front. He didn't know what he was ordered. And the guy behind said, dude, I swear to God, Negro, you don't order in the next 1 minute, I kill you right there. And the guy turned around and said, huh? He stabbed him to death for a freaking food. You see how people are mindless than killing people for an iPhone, for this new PlayStation. And then when you look at those people, they look normal. They look normal. Many of those serial killers, they had great diet. Somebody say a little something about Charles Manson. Yeah, he died a couple of years ago. Is Charles Manson died? What was his diet? The diet change your freaking mind. Barely your body. It does. But your mind, that's what it altered. That's why some men, then they start eating certain things, certain extreme diet. The manly men, masculine men in them start to fading out. When those men start talking, licking their lips and talking, you're like, whoa, what's going on with this dude? What's happening with him? They start eating extreme, effed up things, as things the Gentiles are bringing. They just copy what they say, and then our people are following those people online because they want to live forever. You cannot live forever. You cannot live long if you got an unhealthy mind. That's how that guy got killed. He literally ran in front of the train because in his mind he was faster than the train. The train hit him. He died on the spot. You had another group of people. They were like they were proving that their lifestyle were above all others. They say, we practice this lifestyle. We can do anything that we want. To prove this to you, we will climb Mount Everest. And then they went and tried to climb Mount Everest. They forced to death at the mountain feet because their body will lack certain nutrient. They didn't get it because their diet was so extreme. When they went in the cold, they were disoriented. They didn't know what they're, both of them, they find them forced to death. If you know the name of those two couple, they were a Gentiles couple that was trying to prove that them and their lifestyle can do anything. They died. You start to lose your mind. And you will see this. You will see when somebody's messing some extreme stuff, you're going to see how when they are losing their mind. You're going to feel it. They're going to say something today, tomorrow they say something exactly opposite of what they said yesterday. They already forget about that. You're going to see a lot of backpedaling because their diets are just like extreme. Do you know the best remedies are made out of plants? Plants are very powerful. If you keep eating all of it like this, you're taking a high doses of them. Do you see all our spiritual bath involve plants? Most of your drugs are made out of plant. Cocaine is not made out of organic, I would say, meat stuff. It's made out of plants. All your chemical is, if not all of them, are made. Some of those stuff, if you're extreme in them, if you're extreme plant or extreme meat, there's a dude on YouTube eating raw livers. And now people are getting into that liver diet, eating raw animal liver with the blood and eating it. He's one of those social media fellow. Some of the thank God most of you don't know those people that I'm talking about, but they have that liver diet. You know what a liver is? A liver is like a filter. A liver is the hardest working organ in the body. The liver regulated a lot of things. There's a lot of toxin that pass through the liver. You know what you're doing when you're eating raw liver, or you're eating a bunch of liver or foie gras, you're eating goose liver, all that stuff. You know what you're doing when this thing? That's what it does. He filter cleans the toxin, and then he keep those things. Somebody know that guy, the name, one of those dudes on there. There are people eating raw meat, bloody meat, because they come up. Well, when we were in Europe and the land and winter and cold, we used to eat raw meat. We live longer. When they just told you, Toilette, when he come up to those primitive men, he told them not to eat the meat raw. He showed them how to domesticate the animal properly, prepare the meat, cook it, eat it. Yeah, I heard about the people eating placenta, and we had posted. I don't want to disturb your peace. Some of you had seen videos that where the so-called the Chinese are eating fetuses, babies, unborn babies. They just aborted them to eat them. They cook them in soup, baby soup with them. I'm not making this up. They are making baby soup with them. And you know, our people, they will see things like that. They'll say, I want to try this diet because I want to live healthy. I want to live longer. And you have a whole community bringing this big liver. You need to start talking about our people need to start eating those placenta big liver. That there's life in there. Why do you think the thing is in the womb and stuff like that? The next thing you know, we went way far away from the law. We don't follow the law, and that's it, because we know better. These Gentiles are eating cockroaches. Remember that video of that guy eating cockroaches? They even have cockroaches bar, energy bar, because roaches have a lot of protein in it. Snails have a lot of protein in it. Nothing is wrong with liver, brothers. There is a way to eat it, cook it. Eat things raw like that, it's gonna be an issue. All right, people like to follow those crazy diet or cockroaches milk because of the protein. I mean, I'm building some muscle. I need protein. Chicken is not enough. This is not enough. I gotta eat this. I gotta eat that. And our people, like, they lost their mind. They're all over there and talking about eating, drinking cockroaches milk, making videos and all that nonsense. Parmasa 6 Libra. Parmasa is a master of cheerfulness. He allows human beings to laugh from the bottom of their hearts and to enjoy themselves. Under his jurisdictions are funny ideas, pleasantries, jokes, anecdotes, comedies, and other kinds of amusements. So if you're a comedian out there, Parmasa is your dude. He show you how to make jokes, how to laugh. He inspired you. He make you how to, use any, things to make anecdotes and slapstick comedy, things like that. People laugh. Amasa bring you joy. Amasa is like what you're calling like a Eddie Murphy or a spiritual Eddie Murphy or spiritual Dave Chappelle. They come up with jokes and stuff like that because life is all about balance. Sometimes you're all serious, sometimes we make some jokes, sometimes we tell stories that are so sad, some of us cry, sometimes we tell stories that are so captivating, some of us are thrilling. Balance. But we can all let them, this is the law, read about the law, cover your head, cover your body, eat this, eat that, eat this. Oh, me, 66 books, 80 books. You're unbalanced. You're unbalanced. There's a time, there's laughter. There's a time, there's sadness, crying, gloominess. You have Saturn's, Shabbatai, the day of gloom, the day of mourning, the day of rest. Let me just relax one Sabbatai right now. Oh boy, just relax. Oops, sorry. Okay. Excuse me. The magician can receive from this principle or his subordinates the funniest idea with which he can entertain people at social gatherings or among friends. Should the student come into contact with this principle, he will find out for himself that Parmasa is always cheerful. I would like to meet this angel, man. I would like, man, Libra got some good ass angel in there. Libra got some good angel. If you're a Libra out there, you know, it's good. You know, you gotta in your house, there's in your hood, okay, there's an angel that's good with comedy. To bring your spiritual self and talk to him, man. You know, hey man, I want some jokes. Help me with my jokes. I'm writing these jokes. I'm writing this movie, this thing and stuff. Help me out. Gesegos 7. Libra. This principal jurisdiction is wood and everything connected therewith. He is the patron of all individuals whose occupations are connected with wood and with the processing of wood, as for example, woodcutter, lumberjacks, carpenters, cabinet makers, drainers, wood turners, wood carvers, model constructors, pattern makers, etc. That's Gesegos. Now you understand that Yahushai, Joseph, was in communication with this fellow because they were both carpenters. And Gesegos take care of woods. Didn't in the beginning we play a video, there's a wood problem over there in Europe? These angels can teach you anything and everything you know about wood. Wood are the best, if not if they are among the best, if not the best of furnitures you can make with woods. You can make a lot of beautiful things with woods. Wood arts. That's what these things can help you do if you are into these things. I have a brother, he told the nation he's a carpenter. Probably he's connected to these Gesegos. If you're a carpenter or woodworker, this is your guy. Remember, they told you those guys, they got ideas that are never been done before. If you're into this thing, contact them. Should the student's interest be in this field of endeavor, then this principle can teach him a great deal, especially things which are unknown to this very day. You do know what that is? Those things as invention that haven't been invented. They are waiting on you to come and ask them and they will give it to you. Well, you know, nothing is free. You have to give like a bottle of water and ananas or a mango or something, and you know, all that is a fast or thank you. For example, he will learn how to impregnate wood against all influences of the element and about substances and preparation which lay even the surface of wood or hardest and resistance which can only be compared to steel. This principle can familiarize the magician with this and many other new interesting inventions regarding the preparation of the use of wood. Okay, we are on page 225. Let me hydrated the holy plate, the holy temple with the Holy Spirit. Excuse me. This is good. Soteri, Libra, 8th. Soteri is the arch initiator of all musical instruments that humankind has ever used, inclusive of the most modern instruments of our present times. Now, Christians, that Soteri is a musician. All right? If you're a musician, this is your guy. Now, the so-called I'm not gonna say Christian, but there are certain people. You know, they come up with the whole Lucifer was like the orchestra. He was that guy that played music in heaven. You know, all music or satanic. Okay, those people don't know like the Most High love music. Look, Most High love music. Dog. He just love it. Hardcore music, raw music. That's why David used to dance for the mighty. The mighty one love music, dance, and wine. He love all of that. He love comedy. He love walking his Leviathan. He loves having fun. But we associated fun with, especially the Christian church, they associated fun with devilishness. Because when we start having fun, we have certain energy, certain ability. Our people start out dancing everyone. We start out singing everyone. We start out doing everyone because there's something in us. I'm out of water though. There's something in us that musical notes, when they are beaming in your body, they are triggering certain notes in your blood, in your DNA. Certain things start getting activated. Well, if you're designing a chicken coop, whatever that you're doing, hey, that guy, that Woodfellow is your guy. That's good. Soteri inspire all composers. If you're a musical composer, this principle will teach a magician who has a talent for an interest in music how to adapt any musical composition to the appropriate element. On the other hand, Soteri will teach the student whatever he intends to express through music in a harmonious manner. For instance, whatever the student intended to express in the proper sense through music in accordance with the universal laws. This principle deserves to be called the musician of the zone girdling the earth. This intelligence help you with musics and stuff. Now, brethren, listen. I say when it comes to the music industry or the movie industry, those things been bastardized. Our people, we like to take extreme side. Like, we're gonna have to go back to balance. How do we balance them? Are we going to be book only? Are we going to be movies only? Are we going to be cartoons only? You see, some people like, I only read books. I don't watch movie because movie rot in your mind and all that. Some people, I don't read books because books make you stupid, it control you and stuff like that. Where's the balance, man? I read this book, I watch this movie. I watch this movie, I read this book. I watch this 3D animation, I watch this 2D animation. I watch this music, I play this instrument, I listen to that music, I analyze this, I read that. Where's the balance? Extreme is just, it's, babe, did Jaden fill out that thing, that water?
I filled it up.
Okay,
It's not cold yet.
It's not cold. Another hour.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
You thirsty?
Yeah, let me see. I have a little water left.
I got Gatorade. You want one?
Nah, it should be good. After 30 minutes, that should be good.
All right.
Okay, wait, hang on. Give me a second. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, well, I forgot what I was saying, but anyway. Now, Libra, Batama Boob, okay? Batama Bob or Batama Boob, from the time immemorial of the present, the clothing and headgear of mankind have been under the jurisdictions of this principle. He influences the clothing and headgear, and he controls and guides their development in accordance with the climate, the weather influences the maturity of humankind, their characteristics and points of view. So Bata Marbub, he take care of headwear and things like that, headband, cap, KP, baseball cap, or things like that, you know. Yeah, balance and stuff like that. Okay. Batana Bab, okay, Batana Boob or Batana Bob inspires all fashion and whatever is in fashion, through which rank, position, religion, etc. are expressed. Furthermore, he inspires human being as to the type of materials that should be used in the manufacture of clothing and headgear. So now you understand that there are when our ancestors were making the law about the clothes that we're supposed to wear, they must have some way somehow know about Batana Bob, Batana Boob. Okay, they must have consult this guy or talk away, say, man, what kind of clothes that we should wear, what kind of royalty clothes that we will wear. Can you inspire us making some heavenly royal clothes when we walk in a place that people are like, whoa, what the hell? All fashion designers, window dressers, tailors, dressmakers, and milliners are under his protection. Should be of interest to the magician, this principle will present to him and the Akasha the values, the fashions of all nations, from primeval time to the present. Furthermore, the magician will also be able to view fashion of the distant future. If you want to make clothes for the nation, sell them online. A lot of us are doing pretty much what everybody else are doing. We print T-shirt and all that. But what if we want to make something more, something better, something more appealing to our people? Call that fellow. And like, yo, I want to make something stuff and I need you to help me. The Most I created you for my use, and I'm using you. I'm the child of the Mighty One, and I'm a representation of Him, and I'm a administrator, and I'm a ambassador and representative of Him. You will obey and give me the knowledge that I wanted to get. That's what this thing is can do, is doing. Furthermore, the student will also be able to view fashion of the distant future, futuristic clothes, futuristic things, futuristic sneakers, if you are into fashion. Now, again, beloved, those things can do that, and they can do other things too. That's on you. If you call this thing, say, I don't want you to do fashion for me. I want you to do something else for me. I want you to use fashion to get rid of this fellow. When he going up the stage, he has a tie up on his neck. Can you pull the tie up until you can't anymore? That's on you. If you use them to do something else, aka illicit demand. Omana 10. The jurisdictions of this principle encompasses everything that has to do with the hair of human beings. He inspired all the various kinds of beards, hairstyles. All barbers and hairstylists, male and female alike, are constantly under his influence. This principle controls all invention that pertain to beard and hair growth, from simple combs to the most modern hair cutler, from a simple pair of scissors to razor blades to electric shavers. A student who is in this is in contact with any barber in the midst, anybody that used to do barber, is that what that is? Barbery, is that what that they call it? Is that what that is? Any women do hairdressing things, or is a hairstylist? Well, anyway, so a student who is in the contract with this principle can find out the kind of preparations that promote hair growth, remove unwanted hair, etc. He can also point out the student the various kinds of hair dye. At the time when I was personally in contact with this principle, he showed me in the Akasha principle the manner in which hair was to be dyed in the future. When that time has arrived, chemical preparation will no longer be in use because for the larger part, these preparations are harmful to the scalp. Instead, in the future, hair will be dyed with radiation device without causing any negative detriment consequences to the hair of the scalp. However, I'm not allowed to say anything further about the device. The future will confirm my prediction. This prediction haven't been done yet. This is the guy that wrote the book. He communicate with Omana. Omana showed him that the device, well, the chemical that people are putting in the air to dye their hair is actually damaging their scalp and their hair. In the future, there will be an invention. A group of people will invent something. They will start dyeing people's hair not by chemical but by radiation. And when they do that by the radiation, it will not hurt the scalp. It will not hurt the hair. This invention haven't been invented yet. And the guy tell you straight up, he's not allowed. Remember, when you go in the spiritual realm, they tell you things you can tell. They tell you things you cannot tell. And they told him, like, you cannot go over there and say anything about that device. And this device haven't been invented yet. A device that will be invented that will work with radiation. And you know there's a group of people on this earth, working on this planet that cannot stand radiation. If those people cannot stand the radiation of the sun, the natural sun, how could they stand the radiation that will go in the air to dye their hair? How, I tell you? This thing is talking. Look, listen, those magicians, they can travel to the future. They know that. That's why those Gentiles, they saw the future and they understand it. This thing is not that far. Where if somebody got gray hair, they just take this device, they just put whatever, click, zzz, their hair turn black. Or that person want to turn today is like, well, Levana, that person want to turn their hair white, they zzz, their hair turn pure white. Gold, zzz, gold. Red, zzz, red. Green, zzz, green. This thing haven't been invented yet. And he said he saw this device and he probably said, can I talk about it? They say, no, you can't, because it will be something that is in the future. All the stuff they're talking about there, brothers, those are high quality, futuristic hish. Some of the stuff the Gentiles went in the spiritual realm and asked, they don't give it to them because they don't have the capacity to hold, process, or use them. They are waiting on, well, you, not me. I'm that guy. If they sent me, if I have the opportunity to go over there, oh man, I'll do a lot of hish. All right. That's Omana. All right, let me read it again. At the time when I was personally in contact with this principle, he showed me in the Akasha principle the manner in which air was to be dyed in the future. When that time has arrived, chemical preparation will no longer be in use. Because of the larger part, these preparations are harmful to the scalp. Instead, in the future, hair will dye with a radiation device without causing any negative detrimental consequences to the hair or the scalp. However, I am not allowed to say anything further about this device. The future will confirm my prediction. If they tell this fellow there will be futuristic devices for hair, there must be futuristic devices for eyes, for mouth. The way you would brush your teeth won't be the same. The way that you using toilet paper, it will not be the same. The way that you dress and stuff, things are going to be futuristic, and the future doesn't belong to the Gentiles. Hallelujah. The future doesn't belong to the enemy. Amen. The future belongs to us. That is why you see them in the movies putting all those things, because they know, damn it, they know we'll have the best of the best. Future is going to be magical. Again, brothers, he has to use magic to go in a realm where there's magic to tell him about technology. Of course, technology is magic. That's what that is. Lagios 11. This principle or his subordinates can assist the student in obtaining the good graces of people in high position and having petitions or approved granted by them. Of course, the other guy help you with your beard, with your head. Of course, we have laws about beard, which is being bastardized. Oh, don't cut line into your beard. That has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with this. Back then, the Hamites, when they are mounting people, they will grab their beard. Okay, they will mount the beard. They will grab the air. They will pull the air. You're not supposed to do this. Besides that, there's nothing else with your beard, your mustache, and your hair. That has nothing to do with anything. When they say the woman cover your hair, is when Paul went to the quote-unquote Corinthian, and a lot of the Corinthian women, they do not cover their hair. When they walk up in the church in public, they like to have this thing uncovered so the men will look at it like, yeah, that was a culture back then, because our people mix with the Gentiles. Okay, they walk around. Remember, back in the Old West, a two-bit prostitute, they usually there's a name for this thing. Okay, they will when they are out there selling cookies and muffin, they will have a fake fur in front of it. The area, so to speak, this person is, the more attractive this person is. They will walk around with a clothes, and then the front of the clothes will be cut, and then they will put a bunch of animals' hair or whatever, human hair, and then they will walk, and then the men will look at the most attractive hair. They will take it. They don't cover this thing. Cover your hair. Cover your head. Well, of course, I mean, none of you walk around. Anyway, I don't want to go there. So, but Lagios, the principal subordinate, can assist the magician obtaining the good grace of people in high position and having petition approved and granted by them. This principle can make a person in high position well disposed towards the student and can create favorable situation for him and so on. So if you are dealing with judges, you're dealing with lawyers and stuff, you got a court date coming and stuff, this is the fellow that can help you, resolve certain things. Okay. So you find grace in the you've probably been convicted with something that you shouldn't be get out of jail forever. But when you go with this fellow, you say, well, a good word, the judge and the lawyer and stuff, and then they will let you go. That's his specialty. Afraid. Okay, 12. This principle is an initiator and master of love magic at the high level. He teaches the student by energizing divine attributes, especially divine love and mercy, to accomplish many miracles in the mental, astral, and physical worlds. Love, baby. The world ain't got no love for all people. Damn it, we love everybody except for ourselves. We need this fellow, man, to teach us love. See, when a person love can make you do crazy things. When a person loves you, that person will really do anything for you. It is because the Mighty One loved us. That's why he did this thing that he did for us. If he didn't, he would have done quite the opposite. Abandon us. Love is a very powerful thing, man. That's why they told you, no guy, if no guy is not in the midst, full chaos. Eternal chaos. Complete and utterly destruction. When we talk about love and people, this is a horrible thing. It always seems to be fleshly, so to speak. A brother cannot tell another brother, I love you, without somebody say, why? Oh, you're a man. Why would you say you love this brother? It's my brother. I love him. I love my brother, man. I don't care what you say. A sister cannot tell a brother, I love this brother because the way he talk, teach, and do stuff, people will assume things. Those people have no love. Because love to them is either, if you say you love this guy, you love this girl, then you're going to get down with him and stuff. You're going to let the bakery door wide open so he can get in there and eat muffin and all that. That has nothing to do with any of that, man. We need true love. Brothers hating brothers because some people will just hate you because you read this book. You know that? People will chastise you because you are reading that. You're so wicked. Why you are reading book that has devils and stuff like that and demons? They never read the book though. They will hate you because you read a freaking book. You're trying to gain knowledge. A lot of people are sitting there. Oh, I didn't know this. They gain a little knowledge. Just like that doesn't mean none of them gonna call those things. They just know this knowledge. And in the future, something must happen, and they're like, wait, I gotta see this guy. How do you contact him? Love, man. We don't have that. Rigolan. Since the time immemorial, Rigolan is considered to be the initiator of all the various kinds of courtship. When we talking about courtship today, men do not know how to court women. Women don't know how to court men. We do everything by the Gentiles way. Snap a picture of us, put it on the freaking internet, and telling people, I want a woman that have a nice smile, down to earth, cool, and stuff. Those are the characteristics that you want to see. Guess what? You're going to find that woman because there's no such thing like that. You created this woman. And she will come smile. I'm so down to earth. Hey, 420 now. Well, 420. Let's dial this thing, but make sure there's no 50 in the midst, so we can dial 420. And then you down to earth with this woman, and then things happen. Come to find out, not only you catch things, but you about to catch certain things in the courtroom. These guys show you how to do courtmanship. He's quote unquote a relationship advisor. That's the guys when you want to approach someone, whether you're men or women, you go contact him. Rigolo. Okay, since the immemorial time, Rigolo is considered the initiator of all the various kinds of courtship. He, of his subordinates, inspire human beings of all kinds of courtship. If a student wishes to acquire the art of courtship, if he wishes to be well liked and everywhere, if he wishes to be considered good company or good companion, and his principle can help him in every respect, he can also give him advice on how to obtain the affection of a particular person, how he can secure the favor of people or more. Now, again, one thing is the so-called courtship. It's I'm starting to doing the same thing that I was talking about. Make this thing about like wow wow, but when it could be about courtmanship, could be you come to the let's say the 2/3 of family having a barbecue or some kind of things out. Then you come there, you talk well, you talk like normal. People like you. People, yeah, I love that guy. He make a jokes nice. I like him. I like him. And then they start listening to you, and then they come up, and then they wanna be like you. They wanna be around you, and you start talking about certain words related to the Most High. They wanna know more. That's how they gain the knowledge. You say, man, where did you learn these things? You warn them. You say, hey, if you learn what I learned, you're gonna be an outcast. You're gonna be this. You're gonna call you witch and warlock and all that. You're gonna come after you, and they're gonna be afraid of you because you read the freaking book. Do you accept? Yes, I do. And then go in prayer. And then if the person says, I got a dream, this thing happened and stuff, then they are initiated. Then you taught them to a limit that you know. All right? Rigolon is your guy. Rikita. Rikita is a master of song. Should the student request it, this principal can bestow upon him a melodious voice that has a fascinating and charming effect of his audience. Rikita. Rikita gives you this mesmerizing, hypnotizing voice, that Whitney Houston voice. You know, that beautiful voice when you start, that mermaid siren voice. Is that what that is, siren? Oh, that melodic voice when you start singing, the whole audience wanna listen and listen. Man, that Lowing Hill, ooh la 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 voice, or Killing Me Softly voice is beautiful. That's what this thing does. That's Rikita, okay? Rikita is number 14 at the 14th degree, okay? Consequently, this principle is considered the patron of all singers, regardless of whether they are professional or if they are merely sing in certain social occasions. Rikita shows the student ways to care for one voice. So Rikita can alter your voice. I'm assuming if she deal or he deal with voice, you can literally copy everyone's voice. You can sound like Big Levi, Big Judah, you can sound like anybody. You can be a good voice actor. There is a story, not a story, but through the Haitian legend, the so-called mermaids, they can imitate anybody's voice. If a so-called mermaid is talking to you through a phone or behind a door, they sounds like me. You will think they are me. They will have the same mannerism and everything. Come to find out, they good. Their vocal cord, they can vibrate it and make certain things. Beautiful. Tapum 15. This principle is outstanding artist. His calling is to teach the student a sense of art. He is the initiator of all that has to do with beautification and embellishment. For example, decoration of beautiful public festival, star decoration, etc. At the same time, Tapum is also the art initiator of any type of advertising. Are you an advertiser? One of the feasts of the Most High is coming. Will you decorate the street? That's when we have our own cities. How do you decorate? Will you do it like the Gentiles and stuff? Of course, the Gentiles like to copy everything. Swagger Jack, all that we had. When we have a feast day, we are decorating. We don't know how to decorate. We probably will copy Hish. What Hish is doing over there in Hish land, we copy what they're doing and thinking like, oh, the Hish do that. It must be good. Why can't we call this fellow and say, listen, how do we decorate it for this the feast of this that's coming here? And I can guarantee you when they show you, somebody see this like, wow, and then they will call you a witch. Like, yo, what is this? That's some pagan Hish. Yeah, pagan is another name for all people. Yeah, what's up with that? Yeah, I don't know about that, man. I don't know, man. Yeah, you should pull it down. And then when you pull it down and then you go back, that same guy that told you to pull it down, he pull it up and then tell the people he come up with it. In a dream, he saw the God himself come and say, let me design this thing and here, give it to my people. That's what this thing does. Whoop. Oh, I think I kind of messed up right there. I kind of messed up a little. Excuse me. Yes. Okay, that was Tapum. It's good in advertising, okay? Okay, advertising, Apum is good in advertising. All right? Okay. Whenever the student is in need of his help, the principal is prepared to cooperate at any time. Okay? Anytime they can do that. All right? Oops, sorry. Oops. Ah. All right. Nachero 16. Nachero monitors the health and lifespan of all animals on earth. At the same time, he guided their instincts. That is why he gives human being ideas in regards of all healing methods and remedies for the various ailments that afflict animals. All zoologists, veterinarians, and veterinary surgeons, as well as animal tamers, are under his protection. So Nachero is that guy that help you with animals, help you taking care of animals. If you're rescuing animal or you are an animal doctor, so to speak, if the animals are sick, he's the guy that gives you the knowledge that deal with this thing. This is the principle that gives the intelligence. Listen, excuse me, brethren, you are not worshiping those things. That's not what you're doing. You're seeking knowledge because you are destroyed for a lack of it. That's all that is, brothers. That's all that is, man. You're seeking knowledge. You're learning. You're asking, seeking, searching. That's what that is, brothers. You're not worshiping those things. Whenever animals suffer from an ailment, Nachero helps the magician to find out various remedies and healing methods. The principle can also reveal at the magician many magical practices which can be employed for animals. For example, so that animals which produce milk give more milk and how they can be protected, there are certain influences and so forth. Can you imagine, brothers? Let's say the Most High said he has to go to another universe to taking care of something. He will be back in the next few days. And he called you and say, take care of my and telling you, hey, make sure the Leviathan is okay. Now you're gonna have to walk this animal. You're gonna have to walk the Leviathan. You're going to have to feed it. And if this Leviathan is sick, you're going to have to cure it. How are you going to do this? How? How are you going to walk a Leviathan? Where's you going to get this? What does it eat? Am I part of his diet? Am I part? I am in. What's going on? It's a huge task, man, to care for certain animal. This guy is your guy that will come, and then you ask, hey, how do you take care of the Leviathan? So, okay, he's a stick, go throw it, he'll go fish it. This thing is the size of a continent. What the hell? You know, so, hey. So, Nachero is your guy. Avatar 17. This principle is the art initiator of all intoxicating drinks or potion. You see, if you already know Avatar was pretty popular, man. Avatar is the art initiator in all intoxicating drinks. So Avatar is well loved back then. They might call him by other name, but he's well loved. That guy make all sort of beers, wine, anything that has to drink. Avatar will show you how to make those drinks. Pretty sure Avatar was there with Noah and show Noah how to make that vineyard and make drinks out of it. Or people you deal with intelligence or principles. Avatar take care of intoxicating drinks or potions. Since time immemorial, he has taught human beings through intuition how to produce the various intoxicating drinks such as wine, mead, beer, liquor, etc., which call forth a cheerful mood in humans so that they can bear their worries somewhat more easily. However, this principle should not be mistaken for the counter genius of this fear who control the notorious alcoholics. All human beings are who are employed in the manufacture and trade of alcoholic beverages are under Alator's protection. The magician can obtain excellent recipe from the principle on how to produce wine, beer, and liquors. And he can also obtain advice on how to improve alcoholic beverages through various methods. Alator will also give the magician magical recipes and instructions on how to he, for example, can turn water into wine. Alator can teach the human, the student, the magician, how to turn water into wine. Okay. Okay. Alator will also give the student magical recipes and instruction on how he, for example, can turn water into wine through the influence of combining the elements. Alchemy, magic. That's how he did it. He turned water into wine. Furthermore, the magician is told how to protect himself successfully against the alcohol that is contained in these beverages, so much so that even if he imbibed large amount of alcohol, he will remain sober. This guy can show you can drink a gallon of pure base alcohol. You can drink a keg of alcohol. You won't get drunk. It will show you how to bypass the chemical that make you drunk in it. And Judah loved that guy. Judah probably have a amulet or some kind of. Our ancestors drink, man. They drink way too much because they had so much worries. They were being chased all the time. People hate them because they know they were going to inherit the earth. They had to drink to forget all about the man. Their ancestors going. They saw this. Did you know our ancestors, all of them, watch what we went through in real time? Can you imagine you have that dream, you see everything, then you're going to drink, try to forget it. You're going to party your off so you can forget it. That's how this guy was well loved by our ancestors because, brother, our ancestors drink, man. Drinking was a bigger problem it was back then than it is now because back then everybody drinks. Children, kids, women, men, animals, they all drink. That's a huge problem back then. Malatar 18. Malatar informs the magician about the secrets of the blood as it concerns human beings and animals. Not only does he inform the students about the different blood groups, the 4 blood types, and the Rh factors, which are known to the medical science of today, but also many other facts in regards to medicine, chemistry, physiology, of psychology, genetics, etc. Besides that, he initiates the student in the secrets of the blood from a magical and alchemical point of view. If his knowledge well committed a paper, it will encompass many volumes. So this intelligence is possible to teach you about blood, the secret that is in the blood. Now, of course, when you say the word blood, you're sacrificing blood. It's no. You can start somebody's sick, you can look at the blood. Remember the story we talk about, like our ancient Druids used to treat people with the blood? Didn't you remember the book that we study how you can cure anybody around this earth as long as you got their blood? You make a potion, well, not a potion, a paste. You take a stick, you dip it in that person's blood, and then you dip it in that paste. That person is cured because your blood connected you wherever you are on this planet. And we do not have the same type of blood. Our blood are not the same. You have a blood type. He have a blood type. We have a blood type. Our blood are not the same. They should not be mixed. There was a fellow 6 months ago, if I'm not mistaken. He had a heart issue. And they had taken out the heart of a pig. And they had transplanted the pig heart in his body, in his chest. And then they had infused his blood, I believe, with pig blood. 2 months later, he died. People were calling this a marvel of scientific, medical. This is medically, we are so advanced. We are moving towards the future. What? You take a pig's heart, you put it in a human. You call this advancement in medical? Where to do that at? This man died of horrible infection. Oh no, he didn't die because of that pig heart that we put in there. He died, because he slipped downstairs, fell out of the 17th floor, and then he died. This angel, this intelligence, so to speak, could be something else. His body rejected it. You are a human being. You put a heart of a pig in there. And then you call it advancement of medical advancement. And now people sit there and clapping. They're also, medically we're advancing. What's next now? They're going to cut off your ass and put a monkey ass in there? That's what it is, man. "19. Arioth or Arioth. Arioth is the protector of all pregnant women on earth. This principle has inspired human beings to employ the various birthing methods, from the most primitive to the most modern achievements in gynecology. Hence, he is the patron of all GE, midwives, obstetricians, etc. Arioth points out the student the various magical and sympathetic remedy methods that ensure a painless delivery. Of course, there is a word if a woman is an initiate. Of course, Mary, so to speak, that was not her name. Yahushua's mother was a high initiate. She was Yahushua's first teacher. Okay, Mary was powerful. Both they were highly educated people. Okay, all people were high educated. Elizabeth, the mother of John the Baptist, what's Elizabeth? What's John the Baptist's father name again? Oh man, what's it? Joshua. They were high initiated, high priestess, man. Those people possess this knowledge that that it's another degree, the highest degree initiated. Okay, those who are inside temple, or priests, you inside a temple. Priestess, you inside a temple. Okay, during birth, our women usually don't suffer that much. They had word of power. They will say it, and then they will give birth. Okay, yes, the nuns of that day, they were very powerful, man. We lost a lot, brothers. We lost a lot, man. Most of the stuff we used to do are called witchcraft and stuff. So we still suffering. Our women go to those hospitals and give birth, and our children are dying, and all sort of things are being done with the placenta, with the birth liquid, the fluid, and things like that. A lot of things are happening, Bridget. Okay. All right. So let me see. Okay, we are at number 20, Agikus. So we already passed 2 hours, brothers. Should we keep on trucking? We have 10 more to go. We don't want to hold the nation too long, as today is Monday. It's already 9:42 p.m. Should we go on trucking or should we stop? We'll pick it up tomorrow. I do not want to take your time, brethren. What should we do? Should we move on? All right, we are moving forward. We are waiting for your vote. All right, then. We're going to keep pushing. Good. We're going to keep pushing. All right. We have 10 more, and then we're done with Libra. Okay. Now, Agikus, Libra, 20. Electrochemistry has much that has not been discovered yet. You heard that? Electrochemistry, black lighting. Okay. But we will be discovered in the course of time and in the distant future. Now, listen, good brothers, okay? Electrochemistry has much that has not been discovered yet, but will be discovered in the course of time and in the distant future. This principle can unveil and entrust to the magician many secrets in this field. Agikus is the arc inspirer of the galvanic current. I believe that's a theory, the galvanic current. Did I study that in chemistry? I don't remember, but through his initiative, inspiration, man has invented batteries, accumulators, the dissolution of metals through electric currents, catalysis, etc. Electrohomeopathy. I have no idea what that is. Somebody look it up. Electrohomeopathy is also under the jurisdiction of this principle. In his sphere of influence, Agikus allowed me to look clairvoyantly into the future where, for example, I saw tiny amounts of chemical compounds transmuted into large electrical discharge with tremendous voltage and amperage. So Agikus is that guy that can help you with your Tesla car, so to speak, or with your electronic device that can take tiny drop of electric fluid and explode and expand them to massive amount of energy that can power a whole city. Electrohomeopathy has been defined as the combination of electrical device and homeopathy. Define homeopathy. I don't want to confuse it with something else. Can you imagine taking 1 drop of water, supercharge it with electricity, and then you can power the whole United States with it? All right, somebody will define homeopathy or whatever that is. Okay, he has the treatment of disease by minute doses of natural substances that in a healthy person would produce symptoms of disease. Wow, I did not know this. Oh, wow. Okay. To our medical folks out there, the doctors, the nurses, No, brothers, I will not tell anyone to go evoke those things. You have to read the whole book. The whole book. You have to read it and you have to study. This is probably the most important one. If you don't have this one, you can do none of these things. This is a revision of this, both from France Bardon. Okay, let me see, page 229. Oops. Look upside down to me, but this is a revision of this. This is bigger though. You need that. See, you cannot perform none of those things if you're a profane person. You're going to have to go to Hogwarts. If you wish to perform or communicate with any of those things, you have to go to Hogwarts. And Hogwarts is being built and done. They're just simply waiting on you. Whenever you're ready, you can go there. If you're a profane person, do not evoke or need the attempt to evoke those things. That's not how that works. Who was at the door, man? Oh, that's that woman over there. Okay, all right. Beloved, at some point, we are in this work and this level. I mean, at least I am a profane in this level. I haven't reached this level yet. Some of you maybe already did, but I will not advise anyone to evoke those things yet, because there are certain things you need to read both books, and you will understand how things is, and then you will like, this is not for me, and you will like, this is for me. But you cannot be a profane person and then go ahead and it sounds cool, man. All of the stuff that you read, they're like, wow, that sounds cool. I want to do those things, but you really don't want to until you know exactly what you're walking into. Rule number one, you don't sign anything with anybody. If anything has to be signed, they have to sign it with you. You don't sign any pact, whether with positive intelligence or negative principle. You don't sign anything. You don't make because people call those things for wealth. Look, you haven't even get to money yet. All we've been reading 20 of those things. All you hear is positive. They haven't got money yet. When those people call those things, they want money. Money. Give me witches, give me this, give me tie. Remember in our movie Sandman, the demon say, well, this guy called me, he asked me for something that not either I don't even have, I can't even give. And if he had this thing, I wouldn't even give it to him. He asked me to do the impossible. That's what those people are doing. The moment they call those things, I want to be rich, famous. Felix Faust. Mr. Faust. Mr. Felix Faust. Felix Faust, he invoked Satan, Lucifer, and when Lucifer come in front of him, he asked him, I want money, power, and respect. And Lucifer said, hey, put it there, man. And he put it there. That's it. He's done. He put it there. You know? People think when they ask for money, power, and respect, yeah, it's just this is crazy. If you read the story of this man, you will laugh your way. It's crazy. Remember, once you sign a deal with any of those entities, you will pay it back double with interest. And after your reincarnation, they're gonna come after you because they had you once. That's why certain people, their life is all effed up. They can't get back to normal. Okay, they are in the street, they lose their goddamn mind because they have done things in the past that are so horrible that they keep, every time they're coming back, they never learn from it. You have the opportunity now, you learn from your mistake, don't repeat them again. Yeah, Felix Faust, Mr. Faust. I choose the name Felix because, you know, I don't want to say his name but this guy, he's still in the spiritual realm working and paying things that he did 600-700 years ago. You see how long he's taking this guy to pay her debt that they give his contract was like for 20 years. How much his contract was? Your contract was like 10-20 years, and then you spent 700 years paying something that you were enjoying for like 10-20 years. For instance, the Cocavites that made transition the other day, she ruled for like 70 years, and then you're going to spend 1,700 years for 70 years. Everything you were enjoying in your castle with your little dog walking around and stuff, you're gonna have to pay all of them back in their realm. And they're gonna torture you you're gonna feel every single thing day and night non-stop for 1,700 years. And then they will send you back, and then they're gonna come after you and bring you for another 1,700 years and repeat that for 1,700 times. You know what that is? That's infinite. That's why the Most High, he laughed. He said, you people have no idea what's up. Give me a second. Yes, sir. Oh yeah, I want some. Is it already cold? It
Should be
should be.
cold enough.
All right. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right. It's crazy, man. Yeah. Even the brothers, there's a golden law in Book of Genesis. You you will live by the sweat of your brow. You have to work for things. You cannot just ask those things for money. Things you have to work for it. You have to give something for it. We have our wealth they already stored. We really don't have to do anything because we've been working for 500 years. Those people didn't earn the money that we work for. That's why they have to pay it back. Oh boy. Oof. Okay. I saw tiny amounts of chemical compounds transmuted into large electrical discharge with tremendous voltage and amperage. This knowledge will greatly benefit humankind technologically and domestically. People that always say, well, magic is not technology. Get out of here, man. Oh, well, you're studying magic and stuff. No, this is technology is magic. Magic is technology. There's no difference. It's just one of them is higher. Low magic is called technology. What you are using here, it's called back then, they used to call them mirror. You will take a mirror, you say, Big Levi, how close that your eye? Can I speak to you at this time now? And then I appear in the mirror. Now I sent something out. And then you know at this time I'm going to be there. You come, you're watching me and your square mirror. You call it a TV or phone or things. It's magic. Mirror flip. Yeah, that's why everything is flipped. For instance, this book, it's flipped to me. You see it right, but I see it backward. That's what it is. Magic. Life is magic. It happens everywhere, including in the bedroom. Zaza. I saw tiny amounts of chemical compounds transmute into large electrical discharges with tremendous voltage and amperage. This knowledge will greatly benefit humankind technologically and domestically. If details were disclosed in regards to this, it would seem too fantastic. Rather than be the object of ridicule, it is indeed better to keep silent. Once humankind becomes more mature and more developed, some individual will be inspired according by this principle to a new discovery and new invention. You heard what he said? He said it would be better if we keep silence. We don't talk about those things. Because if we do, people will ridicule you. They're like, they got this guy teaching witchcraft. You're going off. You're going off, man, because I know what's going on. You're going off. You're going to go to hell. The Most High going to punish you. You know, this like that. The stuff. They don't know anything. They will ridicule you because they are not mature enough. We have to wait until we have a mature enough people, then we will teach them. Now they have reached the mature enough folks and things like that.
Did you just not?
No, I think I hate this thing and stuff. Give me a second. Yeah. All right. Excuse me. All right then. So he said they were talking. He said it is better we have this thing and keep it in silence until we find out a generation of goof up human that are mature enough that we will give them the inspiration for them to come up with those inventions. Beloved brothers, Jews and Gentiles alike, if all those inventions haven't invented yet, they say in the future they're going to give it to a mature people. Well, they didn't give it back in the past. This guy wrote this book in the 50s, okay? This book was written in the 50s, 50s, 60s, or I forgot, but in the 50s, 57, 54. Do you think the Gentiles will inherit this type of knowledge? Do you think this thing will be given unto 83 again? Do you think this like of Steve Jobs or that fellow, what is his name again? Zach Zuckerberg and the like of Jeff Bezos, you think those guys will have their hands on those technology again? You think any Gentiles will have the opportunity to bathe and have this blessing again so they can live another 400-500 years on top of us? No, they will not. K. Kapseth, 21. On earth, K. Kapseth is the art initiator of mathematics, from simple addition to the most difficult mathematical methods and mathematical problems with astronomical figures. The fundamentals idea of numbers, measurements, and weight is relationship to matter. All this is under the jurisdiction of his principle. The magician can learn, for example, how to express an idea mathematically with numbers. On the other hand, he can find out how he can intellectually acquire knowledge about quality and quantity. K. Kapseth also initiates the magician into the Kabbalistic tetrapolar key of the four fundamental mathematical methods: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. As they apply the magical and Kabbalistic knowledge and the elements in the microcosm and macrocosm, Kai Kapseth is a very powerful principle, and the magician can gain a tremendous amount of knowledge from him. This guy taught you about mathematics. Any place you want to go, you want to calculate, he can tell you what the calculation, whatever that you want to do to mathematics, you can do it. Onion, 22, Libra. Onion is considered to be the initiator of physiology. He not only teaches the student the subject of common physiology, he also allows the student to view this subject from a hermetic point of view. Onion acquaints the student with all this teaching on the basis of which he can recognize the character traits of every person by his external features. Damn! Yo, if you acquire this skill of Onion, that would be something else, man. That would be Onion. If you could harness this energy, that would be a problem. You know what this guy helped you do? You can literally tell whoever is coming to you by their body, by the way they talk, walk, and act, by the way they look. Remember back then, Sensei said, if somebody murdered someone, the moment they murder that person or they cause this person to die by murdering or plotting to murder this person, there's a look in their face. External future. Okay? People, there's an ability our people possess. They can literally watch you. They can watch you. Your airline say something about you. Your eyes say something about you. Your beard, the way that your beard is made, it will change. One day you will see Big Levi come here, these eyes change. When he's talking, something is moving. He murdered someone. When you murdered someone in cold blood murder, not kill, murder. There's a difference between murder and kill. When you murdered someone, the looks stick with you. When you were murdering him, there's a facial expression that will stick with you forever. You can't get rid of it. There are certain mannerisms that will stick with you. If you go out there, you committed some act that you shouldn't be committed, people can literally watch you. Sherlock Holmes call it deducing. I will deduce. Where's my Sherlock Holmes call it deducing? I will deduce you, sir. Yeah, we got my monocle over there. Sherlock Holmes will deduce you, sir. No, this entity give, according to what I was studying with Sensei, it mark you. Remember, Cain has a mark upon his face. That means when he murdered Abel, these things stick with him. There's certain people a look stick with them because they are murderers. Certain act a woman commit behind her husband's back, it will stick with her. You can see it if you study physiology. If this entity, you can see it. Same thing for men. Certain act they committed behind their wife, it will stick with them forever. Because the act is a guilty act as well, you know. Whether they feel guilty or not about it, it will stick with them. There is a rapper, forgive me, because I really don't like to go into the whole rap thing. There's a rapper called PNB Rock. Okay. This guy, he was eating in one of those chicken and waffle, and there's a guy walk up to him, and well, his girlfriend posted a video. The girlfriend posted an Instagram photo of them eating at that chicken place. And she said, we out here having some fun. But the night before, he was flashing his bling. Hey, I got more money than you, Negro. Negro can do anything to me. Whatever. So while he was eating with his girlfriend in this place, a dude walked up to them. He said, give me all your mother-loving jewelry. And then he turned around and said, what? The guy shot him. He fell. The guy shot him multiple times in the back, stole his jewelry, wallet, robbed his girlfriend, and fled. Go look at the video. Go look at the video. See the father. The guy that did this is a 17-year-old boy. He was with his mom and his dad, or a stepdad or something like that. They were the one that received the tip that this rapper was eating over there. They just decided, let's go murder him in public places, steal all his jewelry, go selling and be rich. And we're going to be on the internet. Nobody going to know that we did it. Camera is pretty much everywhere. But no, let's go murder this man, take his jewelry and stuff. When you look at the father, look at his eyebrow. Look at his eyebrow. His eyebrow go like this. You can see certain people, you can see their eyes, you can see the murder in their face. There's something that stick with you. PNB Rock, if you go to PNB Rock murder, you will see the sister that was implicated in the murder. Look at their faces. They froze in time. You can see when you look at the guy, by now, just like you can see numbers, things everywhere, people can see, you can literally look somebody in the eyes. You did something, sir. The whole family is marked. That's right. Mother, father, and son went out there and killed this man, murdered him for watch. Well, taking 2/3 out. That's what it is. You know, those are Joabites. Those are the Joabites. Who was Joab? Joab was cursed by David. He's an Israelite. He's cursed that his children, brothers and brothers, are going to keep killing themselves. Most of the 2/3 that do this, they fell under the curse of Joab. Joab was one bad mother. Joab was the left hand of the Most High. He went too far. He went too far. Certain way, certain eye. If you start seeing my beard line, certain ways start cutting, moving, changing, and my look when I'm popping up online and I'm talking, and I'm my eyes, I'm talking so loud. Hey, stop! Hey, hey, guys, clean yourself and stuff. Wait, hang on, Big Lee. Hey, what did you do, friend? What did that brother got himself into? Man, you are doing good, Big Levi. What happened? You did something. I don't know what it is, though, but you've done something. It will stick with you. Physiology, this so-called angel or spirit or intelligence or principle, they help you study physiology. If I got that right. Right? Let us moving on. We're almost done. We are at number. You will know that. You will know when Big Levi did something he wasn't supposed to be done. You will see his mannerism change drastically. He's losing weight, but not in a healthy way. You see his cheekbone is like, whoa, what is it, Big Levi? Are you working out? Are you losing weight? What? The cops? Who are you, man? I'll call you back. Who is this? Did I call you back? You're gonna know. That person's speech, his mannerism, the way that he walk and talk, change. You're not the same, man. I don't know what you did, friend, but I deduce you. You've done something. Onion acquaints the student with all this teaching on the basis of which he can recognize the character traits of every person by his external features. For the information of the reader, I shall list a few talents which this principle can awaken in the student. The art of reading one's face. Physiognomy. I didn't know that they even have that physiognomy. Is that what that is? Physiognomy. The art of study someone's face. Again, if you are a murderer, you're a rapist, you did something wrong, it is in your face. If you're a good person, you've been doing good all your life, it is written in your face. You're marked forever. If you're a very kind person, some people, on the facial feature, you back off. You're like, oh, this guy, this guy look like somebody you don't want to mess with. Certain people, they are nice people, but their look they have in their face, they look mean. Something is there. I didn't even know physiognomy was something so bad. The art of reading one's forehead. Metoposcopy. Metoposcopy. The art of reading people's forehead. That's how I always got mine covered. Don't be reading my forehead, man. I can headbutt you. You know, my daughter and I will headbutt all the time, but finger and nail diagnostics, eye diagnostic, iridology, and so forth. I didn't know those things. Garini Ranus, 23. Garini Ranus is an initiator of physics. All the research that has been accomplished to this very day on this subject has occurred through the initiative and inspiration of this principle. Not only the magician find out from the principle above achievement and physics in a distant future, he can also be initiated in all phases of metaphysics and instruct as their practical utilization. The principle can initiate the magician in astrophysics. Stephen Hawkins, if you catch my drift. Easter Wolf, 24. Easter Wolf is the guardian of fidelity. He keeps a husband and a wife together in faithfulness. Should the student request it, he can, with the help of his principal of his subordinates, influence any person, male or female, to such an extent that any infidelity is impossible. You got a cheating husband, you got a cheating wife. You can't call this dude and say, I no longer want anything happen in my marriage and my relationship and stuff. And that person will be locked forever. They will never cheat forever. It's not like they will never beg. Well, once you die, this person is free. But as long as this person with you, That guy, there's a reason why the Gentiles are hiding this fellow. But anyway, the student will also be able to uncover any unfaithfulness through this principle and prevent it the outset. Istaroth can change the student worst enemy into his best friend and secure the love, friendship, and sympathy of any person for him. I'm not going to delve in this story. We're going to keep moving. 25. Aiamon. Aiamon teaches the student about the transmutation of sexual powers. He entrusts him with various practices in this respect, which are completely unknown to this day. All right. There are certain sexual power. We don't know those things till this day. It was just recently, at least for me, we discovered that people can actually steal your shining. How many of you, your shining was stolen? The student can learn much from this principle. For example, how sexual power can be increased and decreased, and how can it be transmuted for various magical practices into the elementary primary substance. This principle can give the student information about new hormones, combinations, and compounds which are unknown to the time and to the point in time, as well as many other things. Now, Aimon, there's one good thing about Aimon. When you're talking about hormone, there are many of our people, they have hormone imbalance. Certain of those hormone imbalance are so much they make the brother or make the sister catapult or become unbalanced in certain energy. For instance, if this is a woman, she has an imbalance in male hormones, so to speak. She has more characteristics and acting more like a male, so to speak, and she vibrated more in that energy. Aimon is the one that can balance that. It's the same thing for the male. If some people are struggling with this issue, they can call and say, Aimon, can you remove this cowboy hat? Can you remove this cowgirl hat? He can do that. He can remove the energy imbalance that is in the body. The same way that he can remove it, he can actually whack it out of balance. Well, I shouldn't say this, but because those things, they do pretty much the same thing that good that you hear about, they can do the complete opposite. That is if you force them. Canali, 26. From time immemorial, Canali has been considered to be the inspirer of all objects of jewelry. If you're into jewelry, making pentacles and all that stuff, Canali is your guy. Though through his subordinates, he directs and supervises all new fashion in jewelry. As for instance, rings, bracelets, precious stones, and short any jewelry which is worn. Anyone who is engaged in the manufacture of jewelry is under his guardianship, such as gold miners, goldsmiths, gems cutters, etc. In this regard, the student can learn quite a number of interesting things from Canali. This is in Libra only, brothers. 27. Aglasis. Everything that is linked to milk as it concerns mankind and animals is under the jurisdictions of this principle, who is deemed to be the patron of infants and mammals. In the course of time, Aglasis taught human beings how to milk animals. Not only did he teach them to drink the milk, but also how to turn it into other products. That is how human beings learn to produce butter, cream cheese, or cottage cheese, and cheese from milk, etc. The processing of milk has still a long way to go, for it has not even reached its peak. And the student can learn many new and yet unknown things about milk from Aglasis. If you're a mother out there, you're breastfeeding, or you're a farmer, you have a dairy or whatever, this is your guy. The milk industry or the milk thing, the secret that is in milk have a long way to go. Most of the things that needs to be discovered about milk, it is unknown. Of course, milk has a horrible reputation in our community because of what the Gentiles are put out there. People bastardize the milk that is coming from the natural breasts. A lot of women don't breastfeed their children because it is dirty. A lot of women don't do this because they don't want to lose their form. They want to look pretty. They will lose their perky breast. Therefore, they sacrifice the true milk, the milk that will strengthen this child. They put in some kind of stuff, and then this child go up. They go up all messed up in the head, and people are like, what happened to this kid? They are not breastfeeding them. There are many secrets in milk. Of course, Gentiles will come out there and then bring all sort of thing. Milk is not for consumption and stuff like that. Those people don't know anything. They don't know anything. Our ancestors used to use goat milk or what they call it again, lamb milk. Is that what that is? To make cake. There are certain things product milk can produce and make. We don't do those things anymore because we're so lost in the Gentiles' diary garbage. We speak great things online against the natural things that the Most High God Almighty put in the women and animal and mammals. We are mammals. We sleep, we breastfeed, milk come out of our body. We are special. You see, the people, for instance, lizards, they don't have. Did lizards give milk? Did lizards or any reptile or those all reptile produce milk? Not quite sure. We should have somebody that is smarter than me now will tell us why there is a group of animals that don't produce milk. We all come in this world in a form of an egg, so to speak. The placenta is a soft egg. That's what that is. I don't think reptile or they could. No, they don't. All right, Yahweh my power. Reptile and lizard don't give milk. They will prevent any kind of thing, any mammals to mess with milk or give milk to their children. I know how people love conspiracy theories. You see, anybody that out there and telling you don't breastfeeding your children or don't do anything with milk because, I don't know, milk has pork in it. All milk has pork in it because they study all of it. They know this brother have a gallon of milk and they already know it has pork in it because they know for a fact it is. They don't want to know this guy has his own cow, make his own milk, make his own stuff. No, it is bad. Scientists say this, scientists say that. Well, there is a reason why scientists speak against mammals making milk. Wouldn't that cross your mind that some of those people are actually lizard and reptile? They cannot produce it, therefore they don't want you to produce it. Do you think that the so-called the Gentiles see there's a power in milk they don't want you to access? They sell you Similac instead. They sell you some top protein. Some effed up protein. Don't drink milk. Drink this protein. Creatine. It will give you a muscle and stuff, make you sexier and stuff. And our people reject the natural milk, the infamil. Is that what that is? And then give our children all effed up things. We had I would say we had abandoned divine knowledge. See this guy right here? Ever since I come out that portal, breastfeed till I become strong. There's a connection between you and your child. When you breastfeed, you pass certain genetic code to this child. You pass certain blessing unto this child. There's some love. My mother was what you're calling a Leo, a Shabbatite Leo. And I came out a Shemashite Aries. The element is fire. She passed it on to me. A lot of love she passed it on to me. When you have a child, a baby that is always in your bosom, there's a connection, a radiation that is mutating this child, transmutating this child into something else. when you literally completely take this child out of your bosom, there's a complete disconnection between you and this child. She cannot connect it to you to love or through any type of blessing that you're going to pass it on. Everything is passing on to battle or any kind of crap they have out there, because this body, baby, I gotta keep it. So you sacrifice your child to keep a body that you're gonna keep for like 5 years, 10 years. Are you going to stay young forever? Will you be young forever? You see, what you're calling youth, you pass it on to your child. They teach our people not to do those certain things. Our people, women are being shamed of breastfeeding. Well, of course, I was growing up in Haiti. It's everywhere. People breastfeeding everywhere. It's like that's a child eating. That's like you become sexually aroused by seeing somebody eating a pancake, a burger, a sandwich, a salad. That person is just eating. It's just like when women breastfeeding, it's wow, these women with their breasts out there and feeding and stuff. What? There's a freaking baby over there hungry eating. What is it? What is this? You see, the culture of the Gentiles and your culture, they are not compatible. Things we saw as natural, it's a perversion to them. There's a reason why those people bastardize this type of thing. No milk for your children. Don't breastfeeding. Study find out that if a mother have AIDS and AIDS can pass to breast milk, and so no hish, man. Yeah, no hish, son. You know, yeah, whatever you say, man. And our people has developed, I've seen it, an extreme hatred for milk. But why? It's naturally come from the mother, the mammals, the animal. But if it naturally come from them, that means it is good for something. If it wasn't, it wouldn't be so. Our people, we did because of what we learned from certain other nations, especially the Arab and the so-called Hish, we hate the freaking pig. The pig never had done anything to us. We hate that freaking pig. We know the pig is not a food. We're not supposed to eat it, but we hate the animal to a fact that you have your hatred morph into a demon. And this is unhealthy, man. Now, brothers and sisters, I'm not telling all people out there how to do things or not to do things. It depends on you. All I can telling you, do not profane the work of the Holy One. If you see an act in nature that you do not understand, raise your hand above the heaven, give the mighty one glory, keep it moving on. That's what that is, sister. The slave women breastfeed, okay? They're young. Those people, they don't want to breastfeed the children because, well, they don't have breast milk, some of them. They let you breastfeed them because you have the best milk on this earth, the cream of the crop. That's why their kids grow up to be strong, and they forbid you to breastfeed yours. We used to raise our own cattle and have our own milk for them. They break that, they bring you some kind of like white liquid, and they call it milk. And when people study those white liquid, they are not good. They associated that with the natural cow, with the natural goat, with the natural lamb, or what they call it again, a mutton, or sheep, so to speak. Meraki 28. Libra. Under the jurisdiction of this principle are all animals that live in the water, as well as their propagation. Meraki, well, the word merki, mermaid, mer, again, merki is all about water. Merki is the patron of all fishermen on earth. He is the one who controls fortunes and misfortune when fishing. Meraki taught human beings how to preserve fish. Even this industry has not reached its peak. There are many new things in this field of endeavor yet to come for the enjoyment of mankind. The magician learns from this principle how the animals in the water can be controlled through magic of the element, and though the Kabbalah, for example, how they can be made to gather in a particular location, etc. The magician can find out for Merki many other kinds of magical practices which concern to control water and animals. Oops. In this little book, there's a passage. We are not allowed to reveal this book. There's a passage that shows you exactly how to do this, how to gather the fish in one part. There's certain thing you said, you drop it in the sea, all the fish just gathered there, and then you just throw your net, you take them. Some of you may remember the story where, you know, this fellow was in the little canoe and they were fishing, there weren't no fish. And then he asked them about faith and all that stuff. There's something that was done and all the fish congregated together. Now you know. Merki was in the midst. He was a high initiated, so does his brothers, his mothers, his apostles, his disciples. They were all high initiated. That is why when that fellow, he saw the way that our brethren were doing things, he wanted to do it too. So he went to this demon. He said, hey, by the name of this guy, that guy, I cast you out. In the book of Acts, I cast you out, cast. And the demon look at him, he laugh. He cackle. Say, this guy that I know, that guy that I know, but who the are you? And he killed him. Because that guy that did this was a profane fellow. He was an outside temple. He was not one of them. All those pastors and scum out there, they're all outside temples. That's why they talk about those things. They can't do them. They hide them for you. They told you they are evil. But what's so evil about gathering a bunch of fish and feed a whole town with 5 fish and a piece of bread? What's so evil about that? Well, it's witchcraft. You shouldn't do this. Wait, you telling me I shouldn't do this because you can't do it? Or you just telling me I shouldn't do it because it's evil? I don't know. You shouldn't do this. But what's so evil about levitating and flying through the sky? You are a witch. You're using a broom. What? Now you understand how those things are feasible. Was made. 29. Philakon. Philakon inspired humankind with a sense of order and cleanness. Okay, Philakon is a clean freak. Okay, Philakon, during the course of human development, everything that has to do with the hygiene of healthy and healing people came into being under his principal rule. All those who are involved with hygiene and medicine and who occupy themselves with ethics are under this principal protection. At the same time, Philakon is the originator of many ailments that are caused by infection, and it gives human beings ways and means to recognize this disease and to employ precautionary measures. Philakon is the patron of initiator of all bacteriologists, toxicologists, and those who are involved in the research of bacteria, bacilli, viral disease, COVID-19, and so on. This principle draws the magician's attention to those ailments which are presently considered to be a scourge or a plague to mankind. Monkey out there, and which spread through infection. Not only does he disclose to the magician the true cause of the ailment, he also entrusts him with the manner by which they can be successfully controlled. At the magician's request, this principle will disclose ailments which have remained and unknown to this very day, and they will be brought under control. So, Philakon is a disease virologist. He's a virologist or virologist. He messes with viruses. So Philakon is the guy that if there is a virus out there, not only show you how to produce the virus, but how to control it. Well, there are many viruses out there they can control. So, yeah. Okay, you might want to read the book of Act 19, okay? Act 19:15. And the evil spirit answered, Jesus I know, and Paul I know, but who are ye? In other book, they show you how and truly initiate and profane cannot compare because those things do not obey profane people. All right. Okay. Last one, megalogy. 30. Megalogy is somewhat connected with the previous principle, for he protects all mineral springs, etc., healing springs on earth. He even urges animal to instinctively seek and enter particular waters when they are injured. With megalony helps, human beings have observed how animal helps themselves when they are afflicted with certain ailments. And they have learned how to apply this knowledge for their own benefit. The various kinds of hydrotherapies came into existence because of this knowledge. And wherever these healing springs were found, health resort began to flourish in time. Not only does megalogy show the magician healing spring which are yet undiscovered, he also initiates him completely into the entire subject of hydrotherapy and entrusts him with the practices which still remain completely unknown to the science to this day. All praises to the Most High. Give the Mighty One great glory. Thank you, beloved brothers and sisters, for joining us. We are get all the 30 megalogy study hydrotherapy. If your element is water, that's your guy. You know, you need to study a little bit about him. There are little to very little information about those guys, okay? All praises and glory, brothers. We're going to spend a last 5-10 minutes to discuss certain things that we have learned today. Give the Mighty One glory. This is for Libra, okay? To the Libra and the Miss. Where are my Libras at? To all my Libra brethren and sisters, this is what you have in your house. All those intelligence and principles reside in your house. If I, an Aries, so to speak, need something like that, I have to go to your house and ask for it. Okay? I have to ask. Libra got a lot of good hish in there. Okay, we met Milago. See, we met Noga. Noga is in Libra. I was not expecting this. Okay, again, brothers, when it comes to energy, they are not neither male nor female. It's called energy. Okay, we are not telling you or read those things for you to go worship them. We are not telling you or talk about those things for you to evoke them because you don't know what you do and then you are asking them for money. You read 30 intelligences, so to speak, principles. None of them is about money, beloved. None of them, and this is going to make you rich. All of them teach you a profession. There's doctors, electrician, carpenters, woodcutters, because the Most High God might say, it is within your brow you're going to earn the money to eat. Why is it? It's the Gentiles things. When they meet those things, they keep asking them for money. Tomorrow, if the Mighty One wish, we will do Aries. The reason why we do Libra today because we're already in Libra and we didn't want the people in Libra, you know, some of them out there probably need some connection. Now, I will post the PDF for the angels of the Zodiacal for Libra. I don't know if I did send it to Brother Devin yet. He will be on the website, okay? You will have the PDF on the website for Libra. I will send the brother Devin all the PDF for the 12 Zodiac. That Sister Sophia, but if Sister Sophia is in the midst, I would rather her send it to Brother Devin so he can have it because my stuff every time. The book is on the website. Yes, beloved sister, if you could, it would be so kind for you to send the beloved brother Devin the PDF of the Zodiac so he can post it, the 12 Zodiac, so he can post it under the website, post it under homework so our people can see what they have in their houses so they can know what they were born with, what do they have. Now, brethren, all those principles and intelligences, they are all for all of you. You are Aries, you can use Libra. You are Libra, you can use Sagittarius. You can use Scorpion. You can use Pisces. Pisces can use fire. Fire can use Pisces. all of that. You are not limited. However, the reason why we told you to master thyself, it is a command that the beloved brother, our great grandbrother Yahushua told us, master yourself and you master the world. If you know who you are, what angels is with you, what day you were born, what day you are influenced by, how you are influenced by the moon, what kind of is what's your zodiac, what's your element, what's your color, who live in your house. Now you know yourself well, and then you can study others. You will amass a massive amount of intelligence, knowledge, and wisdom. You will be unstoppable. Okay. A lot of our brothers and sisters are studying hard out there. We're doing the best that we can do. Then again, we say this again, brethren. Do not go. We are not teaching you to worship those things or to call them. They are real. Call them and make deal with them. To be rich and famous. Yo, have Felix Faust. you gotta watch. Go watch Justice League, man. Go watch Dark Justice. Is that what that is? The new one with Constantine? Felix Faust is in there. You don't want to put the Faust deal, man. No Faust deal. Don't sign your soul. Don't make a pact for money, power, and knowledge. You already have it. You just need to go look for it. That's all. So now, beloved, I will leave. Well, I can't leave you with peace yet. I have a few more things to say. What time is it? Oh, 10:38. I will stay for another 10 more minutes. Now, beloved, as a brother to you, I wish nothing but good thing for you, brothers. I wish nothing but good thing for you, sisters. What I will not stand is accusation that has no basis. I don't want any. Of course, people were mad because of the thing that we were reading. People were like pissed off because you speak something that they disagree. Yes, you're supposed to disagree. I have no problem with you. But if you go an unknown basis, you start attacking how I am teaching the nation or teaching you how to produce or do witchcraft or what. I have no idea where you come up with that word. Or you come up with things that was somewhat damaging, defamation, so to speak. Like I said, you are not attacking me. The reason I haven't responded to any attack because there is none. If I made a movie, music about me myself, somebody attack that, I will attack. I will bite back. But if I made anything for the Most High God Almighty, if we all study together, somebody attack it, you are not attacking me, man. It would be unfair for me to go after you because you didn't attacking me. If somebody go out there make a video about Walmart and that person say Walmart is the worst company out there, they did this to me, they did that, I hate Walmart and stuff, and then an employee at Walmart track that person down and kill this person, that person going to be charged with murder because that person did not attack the employee, they attacked Walmart. If you're police officers, somebody says something about blue lives, you track this person down, you kill this person. That person did not say anything specifically to you, it say something to your workplace where you work. You will be charged with murder. I understand some people feel certain anger, some type of way, because we read something. We had to speak against certain practices that the Gentiles has embedded in our mind. We are gone away from the law. We act like we follow the law, but we don't. We like to follow trend. A lot of the people, they like trendy things. This is the new trendy things. You know, people, this brother, this sister's doing it. I'm doing it too. In the past few months, we have seen the impact that the so-called the 8K are having or were having. What I meant by that, I meant that a lot of the stuff we were discussing, we were studying, and we are doing, they are quote unquote somewhat original to us. We are seeing that the others, 83, are doing the same thing. What I meant by that, one of the major things that I've seen those people are doing is the anana, so to speak. Now, I've received email, people ask me to explain what is the anana, what is it? What is it representing? Like I said before, if you're new here, you can ask. Yeah.
That's right. Oh, God.
Yeah.
That's careful.
Tu as claro, não é problema.
Eu achei tudo.
Não, eu estou achando.
Como eu vou?
Now, excuse me. If you have any questions, beloved, I would rather you to ask it in the tab in the chat room, or you can ask it on the website. One of the, it's not, I'm not being rude to you or don't want to answer you. However, we as a nation, we are moving forward, and we are moving forward at an astonishing speed. We are moving with such allure and we are moving with some vitesse, with some velocity, that it is the first time I'm seeing something like this. Certain information I have stumbled upon, and I have talked to other brothers and other sisters. There's a brother over there in the Bahamas. We have discussed certain things that I have experienced. He also have experienced them, but before me. And we see the connection. We understand or comprehend, overstand, and understand what these powers are, and we cannot bring it to the nation, not yet. Just like the fellow said in the book, you have to wait until a group of people are mature enough so you can tell them. One of the main reasons you don't see me in the street yelling or making video responses to people out there, I don't deal with, excuse me, with immature people. I deal with the nation here because all of you, at some point, at some degree, you are mature people. We sit there as an adult. We talk about certain things we are learning, teaching and stuff. You teach me, I teach you. We are students. We're learning from you. Bring information, I bring information. But that doesn't mean we are teachers. We are this. But at least I am not. You learn a lot from me. I learn a hell of a lot more from you. So I do not want our people to go out there with gusto, verve, and pride and speak great things because I freaking read this book and I know everything now. Humble yourself. Learn in meekness. Humility is glory. Pride is shame, disgrace. Let us all learn together. We are students. At least I am. Hogwarts is open. If you want to learn more, it's not like you're gonna go there like Harry Potter and spend sinister here. No, one night, that's it. One night, that's it. One night, that's all you need. One night in the school, done. It's just instant download. You'll be amazed the thing that you can do. But are you ready? Do you think you are up to the task? It's a lot going on, brethren, and a hell of a lot will be going on. Let me close with this thing that's going on over there in Europe. Which one of you in the beginning of the video, you have not seen what we were talking about concerning what's going on in Europe? Which one of you have not seen it or heard about it? Before we go into this, so of course, we do not want to confuse the nation. So I see we have a very tiny bit of knowledge. I don't want our people to fight over Scrabble thing that has no profit in it. All right, now if you didn't know in the beginning, let me finish the video, brothers. Then we will close. All right. Oh boy, somebody was trying to call me. Oh boy, let me see. Give me a second. Give me a second. All right. I was just listening to a message of a sister that the Most High put in her mind exactly what we are doing here, and her mind was blown that I was doing exactly what the Most High told her to do. Now, let me go ahead and finish up. I will play like 4 or 5 minutes of this video. Okay.
Counterfeit. So as you can see, economic-wise, we are pretty much going into a recession, and you can hear the word recession everywhere now, and most markets are, and you can hear the word recession everywhere now, and most market analysts are agreeing now that we are approaching or that we are already in a recession. Okay, next I want to give you an update on the Austrian distillery, which was damaged on 3rd of June. So we have one distillery plant, which is in Schwechat, which is owned by the OMV. And unfortunately, there was an accident in June. It was a big accident, and the main distillery plant, the outer hull, got damaged. And
now, this is a woman called Survival Lily. I believe she's in Europe, I think in Germany or in Austria. She has over 1 million subscribers. Now, what she said, the title of a video, sister, thank you to the sisters for sending this to us. The title of the video is Game Over for Europe. People resort to desperate measures. Let's see if I can put, probably not going to be able to see the title. Oh boy. Probably not going to see, but anyway. She had telling the truth that things, they not only are not going better for Europe, it's going to get worse. And winter is coming, no fuel, no woods, and a lot of issues happening. So it's bad. Now, remember that fellow, the mullet fellow in the desert? They were all on board with him until he said something about America. Remember, New York prepper was with that fellow until he said, "Well, America deserves what it. Oh no, we are the biggest, the best country in the world. Nothing can happen to us. Abortion and stuff like that. That's because we turn away from God and stuff. You were never away from. You were never close to God, and you never turn away from Him. So they went after him. Now she's been receiving a lot of crap because she's telling the people, "Game over, man. Game over. It is done. There's nothing you can do now that can actually remedy this. It is done. No more woods." We just read in Libra an angel or an intelligence, okay? Brethren, we're gonna have to start talking like this, okay? Now that we are in this level, we have to refer to those things as principles and intelligence. All right? Clavicular salomonis, microcosm, macrocosm. You should be able to know those terms when we are speaking, because when you're in this line of work, there are certain ways you have to speak only you and I can understand. Just in case a profane pop up onto this, they will be confused and they will leave. Okay, so there's a principle that is responsible for wood, and there is no more wood over there. Those people are going to freeze to death. When they look at the damages that the hurricane did, how many body that are counting right now? How many bodies they had, well, somewhat recovered? 100 so far. Thank you, Gida 100. Last time I checked, it was 61. It's more, of course, it's more than that. They're gonna make it seem like, oh, 100 people. It's nothing. Last time I checked, it was 61, 2 or 3 days ago. They give you a specific number like 100. So the Most High sent this massive amount of energy, kill 100 people. Okay. Okay then. Well, whatever you said, man. I mean, like whatever you're saying. There will be no recovery. Beloved, I will leave you with peace. I will leave you with meditation. What you learn tonight, go into prayer. Ask the Most High, is this for me? Remember, you are asking for more knowledge and more wisdom. You were asking for it, man. When you get it, don't speak against it, man. Hey, I don't like this night, but you asked for it. Go into prayers. Ask the Mighty One, is this for me? Or you tell him, thank you, Father, for giving me this knowledge, especially if I'm a Libra. I didn't know I had those people in my house. Tomorrow, we're probably going to do Aries. We're probably going to do Aries, then we'll do Taurus. If we reach Scorpio, next one is coming is Scorpio, right? Is that what that is? Is that what that is? Scorpio? Scorpio is next, right? The sun going to enter Scorpio, right? Yeah, if you ask for understanding and knowledge, when you get it, hey, you can't be like, yo, okay, the Scorpios, you are next, okay? So you know what? This is what I wanna do. I don't know. Should I begin at the beginning with Aries or should I move with Scorpio? Because I want the people that their stuff are coming to be prepared. Okay, to be prepared. Because you might be a Scorpio out there and then some good information might be coming 30 days before your time comes. Okay. I did a lot in March, man. Again, brethren, what you do in your time, it's just not like it's, oh, I did something in my 30 days. It's just going to keep looping. It's just going to keep looping. I have not done Aries. We will probably move to Scorpio because they are the next. We will probably move to Scorpio, and then move to after Scorpio, Sagittarius and Aquarius, and is that what that is? Capricorn and stuff. We will probably move to that. I don't know yet because what it is, for instance, Aries is all the way in March. By the time we do this, we should be able to, if we go from Libra to all the way to Aries, it will give Scorpio a chance to plan ahead, and then it will give Capricorn a plan ahead. It will give Aquarius a plan ahead, and then it will give uh, Pisces ahead, and then we will do what does it call this again? Aries and so on and so forth, and we should do that. I believe that's how we'll do it. All right, tomorrow, beloved, pray the mighty one that I'm not too busy. We will do Scorpio. Okay, are we agreed? Do we agree on this? We'll do Scorpio tomorrow. Please join us at the same time, 7:30 or 8:30. We'll do Scorpio. Okay. For the Scorpios out there, you will be able to plan ahead and get some stuff and write it down. Okay. Again, those things you just acquire those knowledge as a form of knowledge you acquired. You may not need to use none of those things. This is well enough good for you to walk in you through anything. Okay, your guardian angels is good. Now you know you got a guardian angel, you got a planet, you got a zodiac, you got 30 angels in your zodiac sign, got a lot of things. In total, you got about 340, 365 of those things out there. You have a lot in your arsenal right now. You got a lot of ammunition, man. You can do a lot of stuff. Once you become a quote unquote an inside temple, once you become a high priest, a high priestess, you will be able to summon those things. They will just appear to you in a proper way, of course, and do the thing that you should do. Beloved, I will leave you with peace. I will leave you with love. I will leave you with a lot of respect. Thank you for all of you that always supporting me, calling, sending your testimony, email, asking question, and come with respect, and you live with respect. You treat me with love, you live with love. If you come the other way, you will not be received. I'm not trying to be rude to the newcomers. Certain one of them, I have blocked you and I don't answer your question because you come up as if you come up as a lecturer. Let me show you how it's done. Sir, if you can text here, you can watch our video. That means you have a YouTube channel. Do it like the others do. Do a YouTube channel and make video responses. Pretty sure people will come and then they will like what you're saying. Everybody out there have someone that love them. Even a serial killer, rapist, and a serial flatulist or flatulist. You know, there's a fellow who was a French flatulist. He had a lot of people that love him. If he was alive today, I believe I would have been a big fan of him. But that's what that is. Everybody have something in him. All right. And but in that time, if you have this book, study your own sign first. If you have the book, the PDF, study your own sign first. Study your own. Okay. After we're done with that, somebody remind me, which they never did. Nobody ever remind me. They said, Big Diva, did you remember that? But you never did it. Somebody remind me to do the days, the 7 planet, to go in details about each one for each of their days. Like for this Monday, I should have done only the moon, what it can do, what the abilities and all that. All those information, brothers, they're worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, sometimes millions of dollars. We just give it to our people for free. Okay? All right? And then again, if you need your birth chart to be done, I don't do birth chart, I do background, BG. If you need your birth chart, Sister Sophia Spiritual Light will help you. Then again, like I told all people, it will cost you a few bucks. It will cost you a few flowers because those things are extremely rare, difficult to be done, and then they take a lot of time. To read a birth chart, brothers, it's a lot, man. It's a lot to be going because you are born with so much power. You are born with so much you can do. You are born with both light and darkness. You can use both of them. Beloved, go in peace. I'll see you whenever the mighty one says so. I say fast, pray, repent, repeat. May the king reign forever.